Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Monday Sound Stream, where we're a little late, but that's because I was making sure everything was
Oh,
prepped and ready
are
to
we
go.
live?
Oh, so
We're
you're live.
Oh boy! All right, let me announce in Discord.
Cal's gonna announce. Welcome, everybody. Hope you're all having a great day. I don't. Do I look distressed? I'm not super distressed. I'm just a little tired.
You're getting your
Dude,
5 o'clock.
if what happened to you happened to me, my BPD would have made me jump.
Yeah,
You're growing your 5 o'clock shadow mustache right now.
When did I shave?
Noticed.
I think I shaved on Thursday.
Yeah, you're getting that 5 o'clock shadow on your mustache.
Yeah,
and beard.
I did not shave all weekend. I just didn't feel like it. Anyways, yeah, no, I was like 2 minutes late. I there was a chance I would have had to delay today's stream, so I'm glad we're back on. We're rolling. Welcome everybody. I hope you all are having a good time. We have a lot of topics to get to, so I'm gonna try to keep our what is this called? Intro and our chat time. Like I want to try to keep that down because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Starting with Discotek, and we got AIBS, and we got Thundercats toys that have clothing, and we got like there's a lot of stuff to talk about. So I feel like we should get to it. So before we begin, let's introduce who's in our voice chat before people are wondering who the heck are these disembodied voices running around. I'm going to start with Kaus because he's here, and I'm glad he's here. Well, welcome, Fighter Kaus, aka Jerry. What did you think of the random Shaman King art I sent you that wasn't from Shaman King?
I thought it was what manga I said? I was like,
Kaiju
yo, is that?
Yeah. Yep. Yes, Dr. Boo just started.
Shaman King at all.
Yeah, it was like Hiroyuki Takei before he made Shaman King just wanted to make his own Ghost Rider who flew a plane, and his name is Death Zero. He's like he flies World War II planes. it's one of the great things. I finished rereading Shaman King this weekend. That was an accomplishment.
How was the new Kodansha translation?
The new translation's great. It's not getting me to go, oh, I need to go buy it all again. But I finished reading it digital.
I'm sorry, the connecting spine art didn't fully sell you.
It almost does. It's just like when I start looking at the money as it adds up, I'm like, oh, I already own technically all of that.
It's interesting because I just realized 301s are technically on a budget because they're pretty much giving you a volume for free. Because what?
It's like buy two get one free volume price wise, because they're like 20.
Yeah, because for 20, which is 2 manga, not 3.
I need to go pick up the 28, 29, 31 because I was reading the digital 30 and did not realize the final the last fight that Marco takes place in is just not in the original manga. Like I completely forgot it. Like it's skipped. Like it's 2 chapters. It's a full fight sequence that just gets skipped over in the original. And then I went back and so I read the true ending, which is like 3 volumes worth of ending. And it's incredible stuff. And then I went back and looked at how it ended originally just to remind myself, and it literally just cuts off. And it's just everything worked out.
I was about to ask with the new Kodansha printing. Do they include the original Shonen Jump ending, Jump magazine ending?
Or no, they don't, because the original Jump ending is literally like the end of one chapter, and then an apology notice from Hiroyuki Takei, and then a flash forward piece that is included in the Kodansha.
Okay, so oh wow.
But yeah, it literally just cuts off in the middle of the final arc because he just ran out of time, and so like. And he has this message. He's like, "I wish I didn't have to end it this way." And it's like my publisher screwed me. So it's that sort of thing. But the voice I'm talking about, Shaman King, is Ryan.
By the way, I see like 39 people, but 7 likes only.
Hit the like button, please, if you would. It helps.
Also, so you said disembodied voices. Are you sure we aren't just like the Tri Squad? We're just like ghosts in your head.
Maybe
2 ghosts in your head.
It's possible. It's possible. But anyways, yeah, so the Shaman King, like, if you ever questioning, which version should I read? Like, absolutely the 35 volume expanded Kanzenban edition is the way to read it. It's incredible. And it's funny because I think the anime even rushed the ending. Like, I feel like
the new anime based on, wait, which anime?
The new anime was based on the true ending and the proper 35 version. Jamie's World's been asking, I'm going to bring this up. Shaman King Flowers did not get licensed by anybody in English so far. It aired its first episode. There is no official English release anywhere in the world.
I forget.
It
Was the
seems
reboot
like
anime?
it seems like people what I'm thinking happened is Netflix passed on it, and everybody assumed Netflix was going to get it, and then nobody tried to get it, and now it's like too late unless they're just going to
That
wait till the show's
sounds
done.
that sounds really familiar with what happened to Eden Zero and
Yeah.
our Kodansha property, weirdly enough, where Netflix did season 1, but then they didn't pick up season 2, so Crunchy picked it up.
Yeah.
Which is kind of unfortunate because if you're a dub fan, because Netflix produced the English dub for Eden Zero, and I doubt Crunchy's gonna do it because they hate unions.
And so because of that, if you're wanting to watch Shaman King Flowers, like Room Without a Window says, you gotta yo ho ho your way over to some go the Toku route, go find the fan subs.
go to the One Piece, find the One Piece.
Kei Nishimaru, I would put the special in season 3. Yeah, put the movie at the end of season 2 and the special season 3. That's the thing that's been happening in Discord. Kei Nishimaru has been posting really cool like Blu-ray cover art designs for Power Rangers in our artist showcase. So go check it out. On that note, let's run down everybody in the chat and then we'll get on to the news because there's some doozies.
Cass, do you want to do it? Because I always keep doing it.
What you say, news time?
Okay, no, naming all the people in the chat.
Oh God,
you do it this time because I always do it.
You want me? From what I see, hello, Muteki, Matthias, Room Without a Window, Toma, Jamie's World, Kyle, Common Jojo, Cameron, Bob, Travis, Don Power Ranger, Astronet. Is there anybody I'm missing?
Toma, give this sub. Toma, give sub. Who's gonna go to?
It's like a roulette.
Don Ranger Power.
Don Ranger Power got the sub.
I got it. Okay, we got Room Without a Window. Everybody just say like hello in the chat, and we'll shout you out because I think we just like went too far. Yep.
Omanda Prime.
Yay. Dr. Grid.
It's not like Twitch where you could just see Jamie's World, right?
Yep.
Lord J. Raff, Russian Wanderer, LPH.
Yeah.
Toyota Tacoma, North Dakota, Oklahoma. Toku Punk.
Toma.
This is J Force Jason. I did mention Toma.
Okay, yeah. Donnie Waldman.
The Kaiju from Krypton. Kaiju 1954, Paltrax.
Room
Without a Window gifting membership.
Get the sub.
Infinity War Torn's here.
Infinity War Torn.
And Jamie's World got the gift the sub.
YouTube gifted memberships. For those wondering, you can gift a membership on stream, and it'll go to whoever YouTube decides to go to. It like analyzes engagement or something like that.
It's like a dart.
It's like the Q-Tama wheel in Q Ranger, where it just like rolls through and just goes boop. It just picks somebody. So
Russian Wanderer, the next Discotek Day, would that be summer? Because they go by like seasons.
They might do one in spring. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Because summertime they usually do that in convention circuits. Cameron, thoughts on Justice League Crisis Infinite Earth Part 1? I saw enough clips to tell myself I'll just wait for that trilogy to be over and then suffer through it.
I mean, the worst part for me, there's some clips I saw, I really disliked it. But I watched Justice League World War recently. God, you're right, that movie's horrible.
It is. It's literally not even a movie.
I can't believe it just abruptly ends. I can't believe it. But yeah, I think some of the humor is really bad. Like, but also like
I'm still mad about what they did to Warlord, let alone Jonah Hex.
Oh yeah, but like I'm talking about Crisis, not
Crisis.
But, like,
yeah, I hate what they did with Blue Beetle.
Well, the clip that rubbed me the wrong way was the Robin clip with what you was talking about. That rubbed me the wrong way.
I hate the Robin clip. I hated who Harbinger turned out to be. All the stuff with Dr. Light felt borderline racist.
Oh God, I haven't seen those clips, but I think one thing that rubbed me the wrong way is the Ledge stealing fan designs. If you saw that,
I saw the Black Lightning thing. I was like, wow, they really did just take somebody's design.
I hate. I guess it's budgeting, but then again, just like Limited did it better. I hate characters standing in the background doing nothing.
Oh, I literally showed my dad a clip, and he was like, "Why does that look like you're watching Filmation He-Man with less motion?"
See, like just like Limited for having a TV show, but it had like the only times when they do that is like far away shots.
Yep.
Most of the time they actually borrow to give like some movement in the background case, but a lot of the time everybody's cardboard cutout snappies from what I've seen.
Master Ben, we will talk about the McFarlane wave. Let me see. There was something else that was said. All right. Paul Trax asked, how does that work? The English version of the manga Shaman King? No, it's actually the English version of Shaman King is now complete. The original Viz one had the same ending Japan got, which the original ending was incomplete because Shueisha like cut off Takei. These 3-in-1s go all the way up to 35. These are complete. But if you find the old Viz printings, those don't have a complete ending. But everything from like 1 through 29 is basically the same, and it's just like 30 has some new stuff, and then 32 onward is practically all new. So,
in terms of other stuff that we've been checking, other stuff that we were like either watching or reading or something like that. And because it's just nice to watch in the background while I work on stuff, I actually kind of watching a lot of the new gen, well, not all the new gen, but pretty much Mega Monster Battle, Gold Ultra Galaxy Legend 2, the X movie, because they have the English dubs. Because I always want to check out those William Winker dubs, and man, they're very hit and miss.
Matthias Laura was gifted a membership by Toma K. Thank you, Toma, for gifting a membership. And we appreciate the support because it really helps.
Yeah.
Especially, it really, the thing was, I was looking at, like, not to get too much insider thing, we'll go back to talking about, we'll talk about Mega Monster Battle moment. Not to get too much insider stuff. The memberships really helped the December slump that always happens in ad revenue. So I appreciate all of that.
Because usually they're like the beginning of December is really high, but then near the end,
mid-December
it gets, like,
to the end of the year sucks, and then January sucks. So I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, everybody, for hitting the like button, because that really helps as well.
But I was saying, because...
All right, back to your Mega Monster Battle thing while I prep the next news segment.
I've been watching through, at least, Ultra Galaxy Legends 2, the X movie with the William Winker dubs, because I always want to watch those to see how they are. And they're very hit and miss. Because I think what they did, I think from what I understand, by the looks of it, they dubbed Ginga S the movie and X the movie first, then went back into the Zero trilogy.
Yeah, I want to say that was how it was done.
Yeah, and there's definitely improvement in the Zero trilogy because, man, such a Ginga S, there's some very questionable voices and lines because the Ginga S almost feel like the dub was written to be a cheesy '90s Power Rangers. Like I kind of lost it when Victory Foe showed up and show's like, all right, it's party time.
Yep.
X has a very weak voice acting, mostly because a lot of the actor they got for Daichi's like a Disney actor and was a voice actor. And some of the dub, and I think the best dub is Revenge of Belial, mostly because I think Dan Van Thomas is a really good voice for Zero.
Yeah, that was a good dub.
Some of the voices just make me laugh so much, mostly like Hayato/Man, because they made him sound like this old man.
Like an old man, yeah.
I get it. Yeah, I get man. So man is he is one of the older men, but
they made him sound ancient, like he was about to keel over if you breathed in his direction wrong.
I laughed so hard listening to it. Like you sound like a cartoon old man. It's like I couldn't take it seriously. And I forgot Robert Axelrod was Ultraman King.
Yes, he was.
Galaxy Legend.
Yes, he was. Axelrod shows up in stuff you didn't expect.
Was that his last thing he did? Was that his last thing he did? Because I know
it's one of the last. It's one of the last, if not the last.
What's interesting is because where were these shown? These Willy Winker dubs were they like in limited?
They were like limited theaters, Hawaii, Texas, Toronto, like just around at like film festivals.
Yeah, but
you think they would have been out more and more, but they weren't. They were just like these little random limited theatrical things.
Yeah, but it's one of the things where I'm just really glad we have the Ultratron Contra Sound dubs now.
So, as Cameron said, let's get this party started. Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Dunn Brothers over the weekend, too. I'm almost done. I have 6 episodes left.
Oh, speaking of things you've been watching, how's the Andrew Garfield jump scare in Doctor Who?
Oh, yeah, no, I was watching Doctor Who last night.
Oh, yeah, he's British, isn't he?
And Andrew Garfield showed up, and you're like, oh, yeah, Andrew Garfield's British. And I was like, oh, finally, I can hear Andrew Garfield act with his normal accent. But no, he was playing a guy from Tennessee.
Wow.
So I got jump scared by like Southern accent Andrew Garfield. It was a great 2-parter though. Whole Daleks turning people into pigs. It was great. I
love Daleks in my head. That was a great episode.
It's terrific. I love watching British Tokusatsu. But yeah, no, it was so funny seeing Andrew Garfield in 2007. It was like 5 years before he was Spider-Man. I was just like, my mom caught it before I did. She was like, "Wait, did you know Andrew Garfield was in this?"
And New York also.
Yeah, I'm enjoying my Doctor Who journey. It's gonna be fun when all the Arrowverse people start popping up more and more. There's so many people that were in like Arrow that were on Doctor Who, and they're gonna start popping up soon. Because
there's a tweet. There's a tweet going around where it's like, Doctor Who's British Tokusatsu, and you were like, Doctor Who's British comic writer, and so I was like, no, Doctor Who's British Ultraman.
and I'm over here like Doctor Who's British Zubat.
Like, it's Zubat, you're right. You're only the second best.
He just shows up and does things better than everyone around him, and then he's super overconfident. Like, I haven't bought a sonic screwdriver yet. I don't even know which one I'd buy if I did.
Here's the thing, the sonic screwdrivers are practically just the beta capsule.
Exactly. So, on that note, speaking of dubs, speaking of Tokusatsu, speaking of me, Discotek Media. Let me put the actual Discotek up. All right, here we go. So, for the sake of not getting my stream ended midway through like theirs did,
can you guys just recap how?
I will recap it when we get to it. How about that?
Okay. Okay.
I will. Oh God, Donnie Waldman says Hayakawa-kin as a Doctor Who companion will go hard. I want to see that. Okay, so.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you were there when we were streaming our thoughts. That's right.
Yeah, we did the after show, where we also spent like 30 minutes. We spent 30 minutes deciding on what things I needed on my wish list or not.
I watched a little bit of that. I just saw Chaos try and not get John Toey up his butt.
Yep.
It's like,
so anyways, for context, I downloaded the images off Discotek's Twitter and just made a slideshow, so that way we don't have to worry about running into clips.
John Toey.
John Toey.
Yeah, you remember that. I was scared. I was like, oh no.
Nope, not Toei. Just remember, they got banned on Twitch for showing something they licensed that got a little too steamy. I left something out of this one just to play safe. It's the samurai movie.
Oh yeah.
I left that one out.
Female Yakuza. Yeah.
The female Yakuza one. I left that out because I was like, I'm not even gonna try. So yeah, we're gonna go through this though. All right. First things first, they announced that Urusei Yatsura, the OVA series, is coming, which completes the 80s Urusei Yatsura. Sentai Filmworks got the 2022 version. I just noticed that today. So, yeah, so if you want to complete your Urusei Yatsura, there you go. All right, so
eventually. I
should have been like way more hyped for Mazin Kaiser, the OVA collection, but my response was, oh, there it is. Because the thing is, I've been wanting this for years, but as soon as they released Mazin Kaiser versus the Great General of Darkness with a brand new dub,
this is the one.
I was like, there's no way they did all that work on a Mazin Kaiser movie and didn't get the show. So when it popped up, I was just like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's one of
now we get to hear Fire Wars. Yes.
Yep.
It's one of these you figured they're gonna do it because why would they not? Unless they don't have the license.
Like, if they didn't have the license, I feel like they wouldn't have dubbed the movie. Right?
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Fire Wars, after stream, go look it up. It's like one of the best openings ever.
Yep.
I love that.
Jam Project.
Jam Project. Goodness.
The little preview clip. They always have these little teases on their Twitter. And it's the funniest thing because like their tease for this one was a fire tornado. Because of the two songs Fire Wars and Tornado. So this is great. It's all 7 episodes, brand new upscale. It's got the Japanese audio with subtitles and the classic ADV dub version, which is super hype. I'm excited to see this again. I loved how they were talking about the fan service episode and describing it like watching a suspension bridge collapse because that's a perfect description of the beach episode. So, anyways, I can't wait for that to come out. Next up, the 23rd Lupin the Third TV special, which is the secret page of Marco Polo in Japanese with subtitles. It is on it's native HD, so it's just kind of like let's put it out.
The biggest question I always have is what have they not touched with Lupin?
Let's get to that in a moment. Next up is the 24th Lupin the Third TV special, also in native HD. Japanese
with terrifying baby.
With terrifying. Can we get a zoom in on that baby? Can we traumatize the stream? Here we go.
Yes.
Nobody's sure why the baby has a beak. Okay, I don't know.
I like that they intentionally made the baby ugly.
Yeah, no, seriously. So they put
And
the
then the rest
slide
of them
up.
characters look like they're from other anime.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
because of the specials. They
that's-
always had like guest animators, right?
They look like they're from like the 2000s era, late 2000s
Yeah.
era of like anime, mecha anime.
Okay, so here is the every Lupin release they've done. And then on my phone, I've got the master list. So let's go through this. So the 1960s pilot film was included with their DVD of Part 1's TV series, but not their Blu-ray. So that's like technically out of print, but they did do it. Strange Psychokinetic Strategy, which was the 1974 live action film. They did license that at one point, but it's no longer in print, but they did get that. Part 2, which you can see here is these 4 almost identical covers. They only released it on DVD, but that is all 155 episodes were released by them. We've got...
That's Pink. That's Pink Jacket, right?
That's Red Jacket.
Yeah, okay. Because for me with Lupin, I
Pink
don't
is
think
part
parts.
3.
I don't think parts were Lupin. I think jacket color was
Yeah,
Lupin
that's fair.
most of the time.
If you look down here on the Blu-rays, right, you can see the green one is part 1, and then the pink one is part. They color coded the disc releases. Okay, so they did part 2. Mystery of Mamo and Castle of Cagliostro. We know Mamo recently got a Blu-ray. Cagliostro is 4K. Cagliostro did have a Blu-ray. A Room Without a Window asked. Yeah, there was a Blu-ray that's the 4K is the one I think it's in print. I don't know if the Blu-ray is still in print because I don't know if they're keeping both around. We got part 3. Legend of the Gold of Babylon was released. The Fuma Conspiracy OVA also was released. I don't remember where it is in this picture. I just know it came out. Bye Bye Lady Liberty, which was the first special. The Mystery of the Hemingway Papers, I think, was only DVD. Steele Napoleon's Dictionary, I think, was also only DVD. They said I think they said they've done all the specials now, or they're close to it. From Siberia to Love, Voyage to Danger, Dragon of Doom, Farewell to Nostradamus, Pursuit of Higher Mars Struther, Dead or Alive, Secret of Twilight Gemini, Island of Assassins, Tokyo Crisis, Columbus Files, Missed by a Dollar, Alcatraz Connection, Episode 0 First Contact, Return of Pikel, Operation Return the Treasure, Swallowtail Tattoo, Fragments, Angel Tactics, 7 Days Rhapsody, Luceness of the Fog, Sweet Lost Night, Green vs. Red, the versus Detective Conan, The Last Job Special, Blood of the Seal Mermaid, Woman Called Fujiko Mine, Record of Observations of the East, another page, versus Detective Conan, the movie, Princess of the Breeze, Hidden City in the Sky, Jigen's Greystone, the 2014 Lupin the Third live-action film they've never gotten, Part 4, Italian Adventures, both the English and Japanese versions were released. The 2016 Italian game special is included on the Part 4 Blu-ray. Goemon's Blood Spray movie, Part 5 was released. Is Lupin Still Learning, I think, was included on one of the series. It was a special OVA. Goodbye Partner was released. Fujiko's Lie was released. Lupin the Third First was released by Shout Factory through G-Kids. Prisoner of the Past through Discotek. Part 6, Lupin Zero, were both done by Sentai. Lupin the Third versus Cat's Eye and Jigen Daisuke are Prime Video exclusives currently. So, yeah. There you go. So the only gaps. Yeah, the only real gaps is there's a couple specials I'd have to double check on. And there is, like, if you look at this chunk up here, green versus red, and all these, like, first 5, 6 images, those are DVD only. Same with part 2. I would imagine they're going to get the rest of the specials out on Blu-ray, and then tackle part 2, because part 2 is 155 episodes. You know, that...
Was that... I forget, did they dub most of... I don't think they did
Part
all of it.
Part 2's dub is incomplete, and Discotek said they will not go back and dub the rest of it because it's too expensive. So, yeah, that's where we're at. I imagine Lupin the Third versus Cat's Eye and the Jigen Daisuke live-action film will come out somewhere, but maybe Sentai will get them.
Jigen one.
The Jigen one was pretty good.
I heard great things about that one.
I forgot I didn't know he meant Cat's Eye, but it makes sense.
Yeah, it's funny because it's getting us one step closer to a Lupin City Hunter crossover.
City Hunter, exactly.
Because Cat's Eye and City Hunter in the same world. Yeah,
same universe. Yep.
So, anyways, their Lupin collection's amazing. I still need to watch most of what I got. To be honest, I've watched like a fifth, maybe. I need to watch more Lupin.
I just remember watching a few. I don't even know which ones I watched because I know y'all go by the jacket. I'm like, what does that mean?
Because the thing is, like, and the thing is too, there's 29 TV specials. There's so much Lupin. But it's great that they're releasing all of it.
Lupin's on the series that I keep forgetting that's bigger than I think it is. I always keep thinking it's the main anime. So now they have a crap ton of specials.
The difference is that they haven't released there's not a Lupin show going consistently, right?
Toa mentioned, did he ever cross over as Detective Conan?
Yes, there was two. Yes. There was a TV special. I'm highlighting with the mouse here. TV special and a movie, and they've released both of those, which is great.
And they have dubs. I'm pretty sure
they are dubbed. Yes, they had new dubs added. The other thing too to add to that is that they keep getting asked about Detective Conan beyond just the movies they've released and the specials, and TMS is just not interested. So
because I don't think sadly Detective Conan, even though it's a popular property, didn't do that well in the West.
Yeah, and the movies have been testers for the market, basically. So, all right. Any other thoughts on Lupin? Because I could talk Lupin all day.
It's Lupin. I think just.
Hey, God Sigma. Space Emperor God Sigma. Yeah. He's getting a Blu-ray real quick. Dr. Grid said, "Doesn't Lupin wear the same color jacket in multiple series?" He does. There's like eras to Lupin.
That's why I don't know. Like, well, this jacket, I'm like, but he's in a later thing wearing the color.
And it doesn't help that 4 and 5 he's wearing blue, and then in 6 he's going back to green. You know, like because it's an anniversary project.
Yeah, so it's like what?
But the thing is like when you look at red Lupin, it gives you part 2 vibes. When you look at pink Lupin, it gives you part 3. Like it's broke down like what type of Lupin you want will match the series that jacket's from. And it's anyways. Moving on. Space Emperor Goodbye Partner was licensed. I have the Blu-ray of it. Space Emperor God Sigma. Not related to God Mars.
Sigma. Yes, I was gonna say part of the Jerry trilogy, where I thought God Sigma, God Mars, and Baldios were the same.
Yeah,
were the same trilogy. They're not even related.
For me, I always get confused with God Mars with this series. Like, because they begin with both God and something.
And just like Wheels, bet the chest. Like, wait, I get God Mars and God Sigma, but how did you get Baldios confused with them? I don't know.
Same art style.
When I was younger, I thought they were all related.
I do love how.
I mean, it's like the trilogy of Mazinger Z, Great Mazinger, and Grendizer. Like one of those just doesn't fit name-wise, but
I do love how snarky Discotek's getting with their choices with another classic Super Kawaii Robot series with Joey.
There's so many.
I want all of these. I've been wanting to watch all of these. So
same. I own several of them that I need to just sit and actually watch. I made a dedicated effort. I made a list and I put all the anime Blu-rays that I bought that I haven't watched, and I put them in. I made it's like a laundry list, right? But I put them in order of like shortest shows to longest, and I'm just gonna start chipping away at it. I need
the most sound out one is Acro Bunch because it's Indiana Jones robot.
That's true, and I didn't get it when it was in print.
Good old Galactic Defender Guini.
And Guidi. I don't have anything to say on God Sigma, that's why I'm talking about my backlog.
I always want to watch it like God Mars and Baldios and.
Oh yeah. The thing I was gonna add, completely unrelated, but it's Discotek. Jerry, should I watch Eiko subbed or dubbed?
The first Eiko, believe it or not, it doesn't matter. The first Eiko you can do dub or sub. It's one of the rare early dubs that's actually good.
And not just like
I grew up
how many profanities can we throw into a sentence?
No, it doesn't do that.
Wow, that's pretty good. I'll actually watch that.
But the chat saying sub. I don't. Either way.
You think I should go like dubbed for the first one, subbed for the other 3?
That's what I would do. Sub for the rest.
I'll do that. I'll do that. Because that's what's next on my list. The shortest thing I have is 4 movies. So
which is nuts. Yeah.
I need to start with Eiko, and I'm going to go to Shin Cutie Honey, and then I'm going to go to Pat Labor's TV the Pat Labor movie continuity. Like I'm just going to start chipping away at my backlog.
Are the Eiko dubs like the Utsuri Hara British dubs?
They're not British.
Oh no, in terms of like in terms of the quality.
Who did them? I remember Central Park was one of them. Yeah. Central Park Media defunct.
The only thing that God Sigma and God Mars have in common is I want to watch both of them, but I haven't bought either of them.
I like both combining. Oh.
Yeah. Speaking of combining, but things I actually desperately want so badly. The next show that they announced is one I was going to try to fan sub 5 years ago with Wheels.
Yes, speaking of another
I
classic
downloaded the
robot series.
RAWs, found the Spanish dub, thought, you know what, it's going to be
I
sloppy,
didn't
but
know
what
that's
if
what
we
you
just
and Wheels
translate
told
the
me.
Spanish dub and slap it onto subs? And then we realized how much work that was. And internally I thought, if Discotek doesn't touch this in 10 years, I'm just going to have to do it myself.
The way you
5
guys
years
say
later, Lightspeed Electroid Albegas is finally getting an official release, and from what I understand,
Yeah.
the first English subtitles, period, because there was 2 episodes on Toei Tokusatsu World that were subbed, except they took the second one down due to copyright, because it's Toei. And so other than that, it's never been subbed, and I desperately want this because I've always wanted the show. Because, story time, this was supposed to be Voltron.
Yeah, remember that weird Gladiator Virtual Voltron that
Yep.
shoved in the Toys Finero
It's
on
crazy
DVD?
that one of the
This was
dudes
Voltron
there
of the
was
Middle
actually
Universe.
remembers the Gladiator Voltron toys.
Mm-hmm.
He was like,
it's so funny that that's the one that didn't adapt, but it's also my favorite out of the three. So, like, I mean, like, if you had to order, like, if I had to do rank which robot I like the most, it would be Abigail's. Then what's the vehicle one originally?
Die Rugger.
Yeah.
Die Rugger and Goal Line. Goal Line is iconic, but it is very
I
simple.
gotta tell
well,
you,
in Japan, they even consider Go Line to be more just, okay.
Go Line is okay. Yeah. Kaiju Krypton said, "Do you think Universal might be the reason we haven't seen an SD Blu-ray Go Line and Die Rugger? They're doing the home release of Line and Vehicle. I think DreamWorks, because DreamWorks owns it now, like the Voltron
they
thing.
do. Yeah.
I think they're part of the problem.
Is it a Power Rangers scenario?
Probably. Like they're probably like we need our cut
like
of
you
this.
said, this is the middle universe. Explain the universe thing.
Let me.
People might not know
I want to go into my
it's
deep Voltron lore segment now. If you guys are ready.
Well, I just want to say,
yeah.
I just want to say one more thing about that. It's like I imagine it's less they don't want it out there, but it's expensive. It's really expensive. I imagine.
I think Toei wouldn't give 2 craps about it, but like DreamWorks is like, here we go, here's our cut of it, and so it's like, like Discotek's probably like, that's a lot.
Imagine why Sentai's probably expensive to license out because they have that Power Ranger connection. Even though like it's not their big big dog, they know that there's a market because Power Rangers.
Yep.
It's that similar thing.
Same thing. Will said, as someone that watched Go Lion last year, that show's baffling and competent. Go Lion runs off of the fact it's insanely violent. Like there's like nothing else going on with it.
Isn't it also like really sexist?
Oh, incredibly. The thing is, it was not the show that they should have adapted for Voltron. Daltanius would have been an easier edit, but I think because of how much work they had to put in to Go Lion to make it a passable show with Voltron, it actually makes Voltron a better show because of it.
I mean, that's what I mean. That's what people prefer Ultron over Go Line because it's just a better show.
Exactly. I would take Voltron over Go Line. Die Rugger, I thought, had a lot going for it. It just got really slow. Die Rugger's a little bit too dragged out, but the biggest things with Go Line was like the monster impalement and like the slave camps and the beatings with whips. And then that one random episode where there was just townspeople getting cut in half and their blood was sprayed all over the screen. Like it was a horror movie. Welcome, Crossy Hossie. There's a lot of comparison clips out there. There's a whole trailer that World Events Productions cut when they released Go Lion on DVD. That's just like, look at all the violence. Welcome, Hellfire.
Oh, the lion one is the far universe, right?
Yes. So for the context of this is that what's the current status available for Go Lion and Die Rugger 15? I think Go Lion's still on Crunchyroll. Don't quote me on that. Go check yourselves.
I can check right now.
Go check. Yeah, it was on Crunchyroll at one point. Die Rugger, I don't think was, but you can find DVD rips because they both got licensed in the past. It's pretty easy. But Albegas, this is the third show. So, the trailer for the Go Lion DVD is lost, right? Oh, they did take it down. Yeah, I need to find that. I have it saved.
Go Lion.
Yeah.
Go Lion is on Crunchy.
Go Lion is on Crunchy. So if you want to watch Go Lion, it's on Crunchyroll.
Die 15? Nope, that is not available.
Tomo says, hit the like button if you're enjoying the stream to support. Yes, please. I'm about to drop so much Voltron lore. So the thing was that here's how Voltron was originally planned, is that they're going to have three Voltrons. Season 1 was going to adapt Go Lion into the Lion Force Voltron / Voltron 3, which was Voltron of the Far universe. Hence, like, the whole thing of, like, the space travelers going from Earth all the way out to, like, this far planet. Dairugger became Voltron 1, and it was the second season, and Dairugger was turned into Vehicle Force Voltron, or Voltron of the Near universe, because the plot of Dairugger was that they're exploring to find, you know, a new...
Toma, give that sub.
Toma gifted a sub. So Dairugger's mission was to find a colony to deal with the overpopulation problem on Earth.
Jojo, I got the sub.
Jojo Star got the sub. Thank you, Toma. So the overpopulation problem of Earth is why Dairugger goes to space. So they're like, okay, they're from Earth, and they're going just a little bit out to find, like, you know, places to inhabit. And then the third season, which we don't have a full breakdown of what it was going to be Albegos adapted as Voltron, let's say Voltron 2, Voltron of the Middle Universe, and it was supposed to be like people outposted in space on another planet, kind of like an in-between between the other two Voltrons.
When you mean universes, you mean like they're all part of the same universe?
They're part of the same universe. It probably should be like near galaxy, middle galaxy, far galaxy, but they said universe. Yeah. That was the official tagline. It's an old pitch reel. The thing is, people have mentioned some of the stuff. Like, some of the stuff I'm mentioning was in the Media Blasters DVD bonus features, which aren't on YouTube anymore, because they used to be uploaded by the Voltron YouTube before it got bought out or got merged with some DreamWorks stuff. There's a bunch of lost media out there. Not lost media. It's less lost media. It's more not online currently, but like someone needs to rip the DVDs.
It's probably on the Internet Archive.
Someone's probably got an Internet Archive. I know I have that Go Lion trailer somewhere. I might just throw that up on Discord sometime. But anyways, so yeah, Voltron viewing guide is an idea. It's just I don't know when to do it, but that could do it. I love original Voltron stuff so much. It's the reason I love Super Robot Anime. So back on track. Don't know why they called them universes, but the original pitch pilot, that's what they called them as. Near universe, middle universe, far universe. But the third season was supposed to be Albegos, but what happened was that when they debuted the Dairugger season, the second season, there was a lot of complaints from parents because their kids were like, this isn't the same characters, this isn't Voltron, like, where's the lion robots? We were like the lion robots. And apparently, because Matchbox had released the Bandai Popanika toys, the smaller Popanika toys of Albegos, Dairugger, and Go Lion, Albegos wasn't selling as well, Dairugger was selling well, the Go Lion was. And so there was, like, negative feedback from viewers and kids for the second season. So they pivoted and commissioned Toei to make them more footage using the Go Lion characters to make a third season of Voltron, focused on the Lion Force, and Albegos never got adapted. But on the flip side, Albegos gets a Discotek SD Blu-ray, and the other two don't. So, you know, who won in the end, right?
And people wonder why Saban was hesitant going switching the Zero Ranger suits.
People always like, oh, why didn't they switch the suits in season 2 of Power Rangers? Because Voltron, like, almost tanked itself completely, or practically did, because of a complete cash change like that. So, yeah, it's Voltron has not that much content, right? Like, because it's like the original stuff. It's the Voltron Third Dimension Force Legendary Defender, and a bunch of comics that don't count anymore. But I feel like I could do a video talking about, like, the Voltrons getting adapted or something. I don't know. And, like, talk about Daltania. But yeah, it's funny. Daltanius and Albegos, they got Discotek releases, but Go Lion and Dairugger don't. And
you have an advantage because even I'm pretty sure Toy Galaxy probably did a video like that, but you have the advantage of seeing most of these shows.
Yep, I got personal experience. I've watched Dairugger. I've watched Go Lion. I like Dairugger more. I like Vehicle Voltron more than Kaiju Krypton says at times I like Vehicle Voltron designs more than Lion Voltron. Vehicle Voltron's my jam. That's my boy. Like, I love that whole mecha. Always have, even more so than Go Lion. Which is why I didn't get Soul Chogokin Go Lion the first time he came out. I got him after they announced the Dairugger. Like, I wanted to make sure I had.
Did they make Albegos or no?
Soul Chogokin hasn't touched Albegos, and it's sad. But I get it. It's 3 robots that can turn into 6 combinations.
But that's why it's the best one.
Yeah, it's so good in animation, but doing it because Soul Chogokin tries to do this thing of, like, it emulates the original Chogokin toy, but it's more animation accurate. How do you do that? Because this thing just mass shifts and does stuff. Yeah, Master Band Voltron Third Dimension was the CGI Voltron sequel.
I have that Voltron somewhere.
Yeah, I have a smaller version of him that was my first Voltron way back when. So I knew about Voltron from Third Dimension, but I got into Voltron because I caught it was the last show airing on Adult Swim on the mornings I had to get up for like marching band stuff or like school.
Oh,
And
that's funny.
so like I was watching it and then I was like, "Oh, I want to watch more of this." And I got the DVDs. And then the DVDs gave all the history of the shows and everything, and that's how I got into this. And it's the reason I love Super Robot anime is purely because of Voltron. So I will always love talking about Voltron stuff. And I talked way too much about Albegas, but I don't care how bad Crunchyroll Store's customer service is. I'm pre-ordering this day one. I'm getting it in, and I'm going to start it like the second it comes in. Like
your story with Voltron it's just repeat that for me, but with Transformers Cybertron for me and Super Robot.
Makes sense. I was into Voltron before Cybertron. Now thinking about it, like
it's a similar thing where before I go to school, they always air that new episode of Cybertron before I hit the school, so it's a similar thing there.
Yeah.
The way I got into it when I was little watching Power Rangers, and my dad would always tell me, "Hey, if you like this, you should watch Voltron. I need to find it somewhere so I could show you." And
my dad had a similar vibe. He bought me the DVDs because he watched it back when it aired.
Yeah. And then he bought a tape, and then I watched it, and then he was like, "And if you like that, you'll really like Vehicle Voltron." But couldn't find it for life until they finally showed it on Toonami one time. And my dad's like, "Finally, you can see Vehicle Voltron. That's my favorite one."
You can see the better one. I feel like a lot of people that have seen Vehicle prefer it to Lion. It's just a lot of people haven't seen Vehicle.
My dad did.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, Con Digifer, always get slightly terrified when that name pops up in the chat. The Right Stuff Warehouse still going strong, and Discotek stock goes there. Should be good. All my orders come from there. My orders come from there. I just have like the worst luck with processing. Like stuff gets processed, and so if anything goes wrong, it took like 45 minutes, or not 45 minutes, 45 days to get an order processing issue resolved. And so I think about that every time I go to do an order there. But I'm just sticking to Discotek. I'm just going to stick to pre-orders. I'm not going to do multiple month pre-orders. Like if it's in February, it's in February. I'm not going to do a February and a March. I just don't want anything to screw up at this point. But I need this show. Really, really good. Wills does say it's because based on the better show that actual plots instead of characters arguing and being sexist. This is true. It may be a case of like there's 15 pilots and only the lead member of each team got development, but it helped. Yeah, though. Oh, yeah. Kaiju Krypton mentioned the metal cases on the Media Blasters Voltrons. Those were tricky. I had trouble standing the cardboard boxes for Vehicle more than the metal cases, which was kind of funny. Omender Prime says, "What you're saying with Voltron is me, but with Kamen Rider X getting Tokusatsu as a whole. Never watched Power Rangers until recently." That's a rare story because a lot of people, their Toku gateway drug is Power Rangers. So it's always neat to see this. Muteki, yes, we are talking Voltron too long, mostly because Albegas is. Look, it's a show I wanted to sub myself. That's how desperate I wanted to watch it. So,
the way you describe how you want to sub it sounds like a very like a homemade made back in the garage. Like,
oh yeah, I was gonna sub it off the Spanish dub because I knew Spanish speakers. I didn't know Japanese speakers. You know what I mean?
You really just hope that Spanish dub is accurate.
Yep. I would have put it out and like put the tag of like this was done off the Spanish dub. No notes on accuracy, but it's a way to watch it. So Albagas did get toys back in the day, and there was a company that recently did it. There was a company that recently did it out of die-cast metal and magnets, which was kind of really smart. Like they pulled something off there. It wasn't very good, but they did it with magnets, which I thought was neat. All right, moving on. Tokusatsu. There wasn't any new announcements, but Sharavan killed their stream. Okay, so...
Can you explain, what was it like watching it live? Because I was asleep when...
Watching this live, we were watching it, we were enjoying it, we were having a good time, Discotek was, doing their thing, and they're like, okay, we don't have any new Tokusatsu, but let's talk about Sharavan. And they ran their trailer for Sharavan, and about halfway through the clip, the screen on my TV went to stream suspended due to term violations.
Yeah.
And everybody in the Toku fan,
this is something they officially like.
The anime fans were confused and scared. The Toku fans were like, "Yeah, it was freaking Toei because they're really protective," and everyone was like, "What?"
Actual live kill from John Toei.
Yep. And the thing is, they said they had uploaded the
when
clip unlisted on their channel and had no copyright problems. And then here came Toei.
And again, they had the license. They had the official license for the show.
Yep. And then then they had to restart their stream and everybody had to go jump over the stream and they're like, sorry about that. It was so funny because I saw a couple of the guys talking on, they're like, why, YouTube didn't specify what content got it delisted, but it could have been Charavan, Albegas, or God Sigma. And I was like, you're not naming any non-Toei titles, so I think you all know. When Toei takes down your stream for copyright on a show you've licensed from them for thousands of dollars, like, what the hell is Toei's copyright bots even doing anymore?
Well, I mean, what's the worst?
Remember that time you told me they killed themselves too?
Yes, they did. Toei Tokusatsu World was killed by Toei. Like their YouTube, their copyright detection bot got their own channel.
God,
it's so bad. It was the funniest thing. That's all we really got. There was no update on the Palomar movie. It's in the works, but you know.
One thing about Charivan and that I don't know why, but this era of metal heroes and Toku is like my favorite aesthetic.
I love it.
I don't know why, but the way the suits look and everything, I love it.
The multicolored buttons on the head.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're so retro. They're so retro. I love it. You know, like I want to pick these up, like not just for the shows, but I want to watch the Mock Dent little videos he makes because Mock Dent.
Oh yeah, his liner notes that he's got, like, they're so extensive. You could sit there and just go through. You'll learn so much
because that's a man that actually knows his Tokusatsu.
Yep.
You wonder why Sam hasn't made a home media history for Ultraman. He already did. He already did one.
Yeah, there's really no point in me doing one. He kind of covered everything up until Mill Creek. So, and I've covered everything since. Yeah, so that was just kind of like, it's one of those things. There's more Toku in the works. They said there's lots more coming. You know, it just takes time. I'm at the point where I'm like, I just want to watch the Metal Hero shows in order. So I need to watch Gavan, and then I watch Charavan, and then just wait for them to put out Shider.
I'm just glad that the looks of it, these are doing well. Because what was it? Saint Seiya did really bad for them, and won't like. And
they did Saint Seiya movies, and the license cost for Saint Seiya is so expensive. They're like, it doesn't make business sense for it to do it based on how things sold.
Sad, but
so I'm glad that, but the fact they keep doing it.
Look at all the Toku stuff. That's their Toku slide. Like, that's great.
Yeah. So like the fact that they keep doing these, mostly just the Toei stuff, shows that they are selling at least. For them to keep continuing.
Spin Dash brings a good point. Hope Shider is actually possible given its VR Troopers connection. Yeah, I'm wondering about that too. I think
Shider and Metalder, I imagine, would be any
if Shider happens, the rest will happen. But if Shider doesn't happen, then we know that it's a VR.
What will be more expensive, Shider / Metalder or B-Fight?
B-Fighter. Toei actually makes merch on B-Fighter. Spielbahn, you could license from Toei, and they'd forget it was part of VR Troopers.
What about you think Jiraiya might be a little more expensive just because of Power Rangers using?
I think Jiraiya is almost worthless. I don't think they don't do anything with Jiraiya besides him showing up in a space squad.
Just license the theme song.
Yeah, just the theme song. Gavin is so for anyone wondering, Discotek's website has a list of all their titles. And then they've listed what's out of print. So if it's not out of print, restocks are coming. Things are just backed up.
Yeah, because Digimon Adventure, that's still going to be in print, but sold out right now.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, Gavin wasn't Beast Mosters. But see, the thing is, Psycho has mentioned Shider should be fine because he got Black RX. The difference is that Toei retains the rights to Masked Rider. They took Masked Rider back. They let Saban keep VR Troopers and Beetleborgs. So
you think there's a chance Discotek could maybe do Dragon Knight then?
They might. It just depends if Toei wants to.
It'd be really funny if they get Dragon Knight but Shao has Ryuki.
I would like that, actually. I think that'd be hilarious. Let's see. Spindash says, Digimon's in their 4th printing. Crossy, we did talk about the Lupin releases. Just scroll back a little bit. Oma Enterprise hoping X gets a new release. Subs got nearly nuked off the web. Yep, that's kind of the problem with Toei not releasing stuff.
Which X?
Yeah, but stuff, Kamen Rider X.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that, there's a lot of stuff. See, Dragon Knight's not in limbo. It's back at Toei. Toei owns it full stock. With Kamen Rider, they wrote contracts that when the license expires, it just defaults to Toei owns it, and the people that made it just have no ownership anymore.
Jamie's World, Mystic Knights, Terry No, is that also in legal limbo?
It's not limbo. It's the Irish. Was it Irish?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Irish production company owns it now. Saban had
So
no ownership in it.
They
Basically, if Saban didn't re-release it through Shout when they own Power Rangers again, it's not in play anymore with the Western licensors. So, yep. Moving on. Lovely Complex has a live action film.
I didn't know about that.
Hey,
I didn't know the show
anime
existed
earlier,
until the last stream where they announced the anime, and now I don't know that they didn't know this existed.
Did you know there was also a live action? We didn't even know the anime existed. Why would we know the movie existed?
Right?
Why does the main guy actor look familiar?
Because he should look familiar. I forgot who he played.
Was he a writer? Was he a writer?
Koike? Go look it up.
I know Kabuto was randomly in the movie.
Yeah. Someone adapt Garo's Mystic Knights so me and Infinite can just enjoy Mystic Knights stuff. Adult Mystic Knights.
Mecha Age of Garo. It's just a new version of Mystic Knights.
Yes, but it's like played serious instead of played like a weird 80s comedy. Anyways, moving on. Because we're at the hour mark. We're only on Discotek. Gosh, I have too much fun with these. Little Mermaid. It's more faithful to the book.
Does that mean the mermaid dies?
Yep.
Yes.
My mom was like, "That looks really great," and I'm like, "You know the ending, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, but you can get it." I'm like, "Yeah, I can get it for you."
That dolphin terrifies me. I've been playing. I played too much guilt. I played too much Guilty Gear to get.
Yes.
The last 150 episodes.
Dunked on in circle with.
Yes, the last 150 Sergeant Frog episodes are going to be on 3 Blu-rays.
And if you don't get it, and remember Ed Circle's thing. Who would
this too expensive to make Blu-ray. Yeah.
Look how many episodes they shoved into 3 Blu-rays.
Yep.
3 discs. That's surprising. Honestly.
3 discs. They're just like, here, have the rest of it. Be on your way.
So I forget. Did Funimation dub the first
102?
102. Okay.
So the first 2 seasons. So the way it's broken down for those wanting to collect at home, 51, 52 episodes. That has the entire dub. The 3rd and 4th seasons is 102 episodes. That's the 3rd set, and then the 4th set's the last 150, and the last 2 sets are sub only. So they're finishing it. I'm amazed. That's an incredibly long show to do.
I mean,
and in total, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Blu-rays for the 350 some odd episodes.
Sergeant Frog was what 11 episodes, right? I think.
No, I thought there were 20.
Or was it segments? Like it'll be like
I think it was 2 segments, but they were like 25-minute episodes still. Mm-hmm. Speaking of subbed and speaking of completing a set, Medabots Spirit. This has been done for months. They were ready to release it months ago. The Japanese company that owns Medabots could not decide what its English title was.
Because
kind of oddly hilarious,
right?
Well, I've been following the whole Medabots, not just for these sets, but the whole brand. From what I understand, they got the right. Like there was this whole weird rights thing with Medabots for a bit, where another company owned the rights. That was like a bad NFT company or something like that. Something like that.
And so the thing was, apparently it's Medarot Damashi, but they didn't want to release it as Medarot at all. So even though Discotek wanted to, they wanted to release it as Medabots, and then they didn't want to call it Spirits because that's what they call the dub. So they're like Spirit. Like
seeing
whatever.
What's the thing is the fact that they want to use the Medabots name. I think I have a feeling they might want the company want to try again with, because Medabots is still a franchise in Japan, so who knows? Maybe
people still have memories. Look how many people are just like blowing up in the chat about it. Love it.
Yeah, so it feels like that the Japanese company might want to try to try to do another international release of the series again. Yeah. Because it does have a lot of nostalgic value to it.
I think if they do another anime, it'll be like simulcast and simuldubbed and stuff.
Yeah,
because I want to see this subbed so bad. I could not be confused, like with the.
Oh god,
English
the episode
version.
Order of the original dub.
Order.
I haven't watched the season 3 dub yet, so I'm just gonna watch the Japanese version, then go watch like some episodes of the dub. just to or
I do
something.
love
I don't know.
Spirits of Japanese opening. We are strong guys.
Yep.
Guys.
Yeah, they played it.
Super guys.
The nice part is this is coming in March, so it's soon. It's very soon. All right, stuff that we probably don't care about, but we're gonna say anyways because Magical Girls need love. Magical Girl Lyrico Nonoha A's. This is the 13 episode sequel to Nonoha. So
I need to watch. I need to get these sets because I know the Naha series is a big influence to.
They're actually good. If you like Magical Girls, you can
Yeah, I know they're a big influence.
They have a lot of action.
I know they're a big influence of Simple Gear franchise. So I need
which Simple Gear is. Yeah, people love that.
Yes, I know this. I need to watch it to see the information.
We're on
and
slide
stuff like
17 of 28. Let's get moving.
All right, go ahead.
Futakoi Alternative, which is the second Futakoi series.
I remember seeing that, and I was like, wait, why does this look like Fate to me? And then it says, oh, right there, directed by the Garden of Sinners, and UFO Table helped with it. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yep. Tonagura. It's a harem anime.
Yeah. I don't know much about it. I thought it was Shuffle.
I watch a lot. I watch a lot of harem anime, and I didn't recognize this one.
It was so funny because they're like, "Oh, everyone's gonna remember this one," and then it was just like everybody was just like, "What?"
What?
This is like you have to be like real. Like this has to be like a cult, like 2000.
2006. What was I watching in 2006? Bobo. I had no.
We were kids. Most of us were kids.
I was in my shonen peak at the time. What do you?
Yeah, I was watching Beat the Vandal Buster.
Yeah.
That's what I was watching.
Digimon. Both the movies and the season 2 set are ready to go. They're just waiting on approval. Season 2 has been approved. They just need to tweak a couple things, and it should be coming very, very soon. So
there's a lot of parties involved. This is like their biggest franchise. This is one of their biggest franchises they have.
So many.
And they said,
so many things need to be signed off on.
Yeah, they said so many things need to be signed off on by so many people, and I was like, yeah, Toei and Bandai.
Yep.
I do glad they changed the scene 2 English box and match season 1 because that did bug me a little bit.
They said they're having trouble finding art, but then they found that off the first DVD volume in Japan.
Yeah, that's the problem I noticed. Especially looking back at the flat iron sets, Digimon ad sets are rare. I imagine. I was really surprised. I was really surprised how much like unearthed artwork they found for the first season sets of all the
and the galleries too. Oh. Yeah.
Because the most common art you find is their front-facing poses all the time.
The next release should be Japanese 02, and then they'll be jumping onto Tamers probably after that, I'd imagine.
I said I'm actually not too big on. I understand why they went that way with the movie set, but I kind of wish it was. I don't know. I feel like there's a better way to do that.
The movies could have been 1 through 4, just to be like all the adventure movies. But I think once they got the Digimon the movie dub, then they're like, okay, now we got to match them. Right.
Not in terms of the movies they have, but more of the cover. I don't know, I feel like there's a better way to do the cover besides just slap the 3 posters.
I feel like I don't know what because we talk about lack of assets. How do you make something that looks like all 3 without using the Digimon the movie cover, which I don't think anybody wants to look at anymore. I think also that'll help for future sets, right? Like the next movie set, if it's another 3, like it'll line up consistently. Yeah, this is great. Good stuff. Oh, there was 2 little details. First of all, they said that, what did they say? I don't know. Spin Dash asked if they'll do a redub. I don't know if they'll do a redub. I think they'd probably just do the Disney XD, but maybe they will redub it, just because.
The thing is, the movie, the Disney era dubs are pretty close to the
just
Japanese,
the music that's so off.
It's just the music because they just used the Frontier soundtrack for all of them, because that's just what they had.
Bobo has a Discotek media release that's really good and has subtitles for everything that's on screen.
And have the best discard of all time.
The other thing with Digimon is they did say that they're working on the other stuff. It just takes some time because of the approvals. And that they do not have Digimon Adventure 02 the beginning. People asked, and they said, no, we don't have that. Someone else is working on it. So likely Shout Factory is doing that. So,
Discotek is not the master license of Digimon. It's just but
it was a good question to ask because the last Shout release was before Discotek started doing anything with Digimon. So, I'm glad they just said we're not doing it, but someone else is. So.
I imagine they probably have some deal with. I imagine what the deal was. It's pretty much anything Cross Wars at the very least.
Pre-try maybe. Pre-Cross Wars, pre-try something. But we can sit here and speculate, or we can talk about Chie the Brat and IGPX are still coming. They're just not quite ready yet. All right, talk about Reborn, because I really need to get on the... I'm going to tangent about Reborn. Stop me. Don't let me do this. Don't let me tangent about Reborn.
Well, there's a lot, because thanks to Brittany Laura, who's produced... Thanks to Brittany Laura, we have a lot more information what went into this.
Man, Reborn.
So, let me say what this is.
Recap, yeah.
Reborn, special fan disc, welcome to the Crow, is episodes 1, 20, 77, and the Reborn OVA, dubbed and subbed. And it is brand new dubs, and the idea is that they're... Oh, right, thank you, Spindash. IGPX does include the micro-series. Reborn does not have a full dub. It was 203 episodes. They're not dubbing the entire thing. Do not ask them to dub the entire thing. It is not going to happen. It's too expensive. Too many characters. Too many episodes.
This
is like a sampler disc of what a dub would be like.
It's like if this does well and does numbers, it will tell the Japanese parent company, maybe we should pretty much.
I feel like Reborn is in for a remake more than a dub of the original.
Yeah. So pretty much because this is actually done by a lot of the same people doing the current Ultraman does from Conscious Sound Ultron. This is from Brittany Laura, who's in charge of a lot of those. This was a passion project with her and her husband Matt Smith. Shipman, they funded this. They're like they pull out. They pull it out of their pocket because they love this series so much. So
Gracias asked what the hell Reborn is, and I don't think I have time to recap. Hitman shoots guy in head. Guy gets confidence powers.
It was a Shonen series, Shonen Jump series, released during late 2000s. I want to say.
Spindash gives a good point. I see this more as like getting the OVA and the English episodes of the special feature. That's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's one of the things where like who knows if this will go like do anything to get the series fully dubbed, but this was just a passion project.
This isn't like a test market for a dub. They're not doing a full dub.
Yeah, this is pure.
Way too expensive to do.
Yeah, this is pure passion project from the voice actors and all this stuff because they love this series so much, and it's great to see.
Veronica Taylor playing Reborn is great. The clips they put out, she actually put on like a mafia accent. Like I love it. I'm so into it. I haven't picked up the SD Blu-rays of the... They've already released the 202 regular episodes already. Those are all out on 2 SD Blu-ray sets, like 4 discs in total. I need to go pick those up. I should watch this. This disc is cool. I'm excited. Anyways, moving on. Kenichi, the Mightiest Disciple, the OVAs, which were never released in English before, now are getting a brand new English dub from Sound Cadence. They got almost everybody they could. They got everybody they could from the original Funimation cast.
I'm so glad this is finally coming because I've been wanting to watch this forever and I couldn't even find it.
Yep.
Yeah, this was another. This was another. Yeah, this was another one where the voice actors, because Funimation had the series, but then I don't remember they lost the license when the OVAs came out, or they just didn't want to dub them. But there was a like a lot of the actors, because a lot of the voice actors loved this series because this is a lot of their first but their breakout role when they recorded the series. So a lot of people ask, "Oh, what was the one thing you wish you wanted to dub?" And almost everybody, especially I know Jesse James Grail said this was the thing they wish they wanted to dub because they wanted to dub it so bad. So it great to see.
It finishes the Kenichi anime.
Well, if I remember right, I don't know if it actually finishes everything in the manga.
I don't think it finished everything in the manga, but this is all they animated, right?
But definitely, yes, for sure.
Yeah, so it's great. It's great to see.
And I'm glad it's finally coming out.
So it's great to see them finally dub this, especially.
Yep. Spit the Crow says, I heard something to do with a manga company. That's very common, so that's likely. Tom also said that the Reborn and the Kenichi voice actors were really happy to talk about this on Twitter. Yeah, people were stoked to finally talk about it. So, that's exciting. Berserk, the 1997 TV series, was the big announcement to end this. Original NYAV post-dub, all the extras, including the outtakes, what is this, 26 episodes?
Yeah, it's only 26, 25, yeah.
Native HD scan. It's similar to the UK Blu-ray, except that this release is on 2 discs, where the UK was on 3. Something like that.
Didn't they say what they wanted to have a red Blu-ray
case? They wanted a red Blu-ray case, but couldn't get them. So the examples people have been pointing to is Avengers Age of Ultron and Turning Red. So just go buy one of those and then just get your red case.
Yeah, just swap it out.
Yep.
Well, we get to put our grasses on.
Yes.
If you know the theme song. But
the way they this is coming in March, by the way. Like, just They turned this around quick. This is the March releases. And also Berserk just went out for pre-order alongside Metabots and all that on Crunchyroll.
It was great to see it was such a great to see the positive reactions. I saw so many people excited when they announced this.
What got me hype was they
have
used
never
the
experienced Berserk, and Jerry told me I should just buy this and go for it.
No, I think you want to get to Berserk. This, the manga's great, but you want to get like a nice sampling of like you want to know the shoot. Yeah, watch this.
Right, Jerry?
Don't watch the.
Talk Berserk. You're the guy that's got the backstory.
Don't watch that 3D one. That's bad.
Don't watch the 3D one.
I'm not going to touch the 3D one.
And I'm not even a big fan of Berserk, but at the very least, Soundout, you're gonna love the soundtrack because I will defend the death.
Oh, the soundtrack! I've already seen the clips I've seen of the soundtrack is amazing.
Berserk is one of those series that influenced so many series that I think you should at least watch it for like historical sakes because it's such a.
It's like how I tell everybody they have to watch Blue Comet SPT Lasner because it influenced all shonen and mecha anime going forward.
Basically, yep.
Yeah. No, I want to watch this, and I think this is there's no better time to watch this than this. So, all right, that's the Discotek news. Sort of. There's one more thing. All right, so during their Q&A, questions were asked about the Sonic OVA. And here's the exact quote where they said, Sega owns it. They know they own it. We were going to license it, but they don't know where the paperwork for the music and voices are. They don't know who they have to pay for residuals onto, and it's kind of where the logjam is. They don't know where it is. So they can't be licensed out beyond Japan. In Japan, it's still available for streaming, but it can't be licensed outside there because they don't know who to pay and what to pay them.
And at
least we got an answer on that finally.
Well, I see so many people like, oh, well, couldn't they just redub it? Or what?
Everybody that says couldn't they just redub it is missing the point of licensing.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And also, to me, this shows that Sega is willing to pay residuals or anything like that to the previous actors.
Yeah.
This seems like a good.
It's likely tied to the Japanese version more so than the dub. Because I don't know how well ADV kept their records. But
plus, they went defunct, so that's the problem.
Yeah. So I'm glad to see Sega's let's pay people. So maybe it'll get sorted out one day. Yeah.
They said they want to release it, but the problem, and this happens with especially when companies go defunct, things just kind of go missing because who's keeping track? It's the classic old, Disney owns Robot This Guy Season 1, but you try to call them and ask them the rights, they'll go, why would we have it?
Exactly.
You own the property.
I will say this, just like Spinash saying, people are assuming English voices. I don't think it is. I think it's the Japanese voices, because honestly, and this is no disrespect to English voice actors, they get treated like shit. They're not going to get royalties. I don't think it's that. I think it's something on the Japanese side.
It's not disrespecting them. It's just a sad truth.
It's just a sad truth. I don't think they own anything on that. So I will say too, people are like, oh, redub it, and it's like, yeah, but then people are just going to complain it doesn't have the original dub, because that original dub is iconic. Peacemaker says, could they redo the paperwork? If they do, they're going to have to pay out more money. And then that becomes expensive. So they'd rather find the original contracts and be like, okay, this person gets this percentage, this person gets that kind of thing. All right. That's it for Discotek. Other home video news. Extreme Ghostbusters went up for pre-order on a DVD set on Amazon, and then that listing came down. It went up. Pre-orders were available. It came back down. But we did find out that they're planning to release it March 14th, 2024 through Sony. 40 episodes on 9 DVDs, which is music to my ears. 9 discs for 40 episodes? Oh, spoiling me.
I'm really hoping this is good because I do not like Sony's Real Ghostbusters sets. They're pretty bad.
It's weird I have to say that Time Life's Real Ghostbusters is the better release of the show, but, that's how we go.
But, I'm hoping this is... since there's no comparison... Since there's no comparison like Real Ghostbusters, it should be good.
Yep. 9 discs for 40 episodes. If that's the actual, content count, that's great. Because I will, I'll jump for joy, even though I've never seen the show.
Really? Yeah, really?
I've never seen it. I have never even seen Real Ghostbusters. I am, a big fan of the first 2 movies.
That's funny.
And I like Afterlife. I never touched the cartoons. Still
when
haven't.
I was a kid, it was, I was reversed. I watched the cartoon a lot and didn't know it was the movie.
I'm always surprised. I thought that they would be up your alley.
I think it's up my alley. I just never have watched it. Because the thing is, Real Ghostbusters wasn't in reruns or VHS circulation like Turtles was, And
Well,
by
I'm
the time
surprised.
1999 rolled, this is 99, right?
Yeah,
Yes, it
later
came
in the
out.
90s it
It was
stopped.
late.
This
Early
rolled
Early
around in
90s is why I was
99.
able to watch
I
it.
started watching anime in 99. So
Well, because
I didn't watch a lot of the late
this was
90s
Fox.
shows.
I forget? Was it Dream Ghostbusters Fox Kids?
I got
Right.
maybe. I
Because
stopped
that's what I
watching
was.
Fox Kids at a certain point just because
Well, I thought
the lineup was
because this came
dying.
at. I thought because this released during like Unlimited and Avengers and Silver Surfer and some of this
Yeah.
other late Fox Kids era. I thought you would at least seen an episode or
Let's
so from it.
see. Extreme Ghost from 97. And it was on ABC. That's why I didn't
Oh,
watch it.
ABC. Okay.
Yep. It was okay, so it aired September to December 1997. Which and on ABC, guess where I was in 1997?
You're like, how old?
I was
Iceland?
2 and I was in Iceland. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I missed it. I thought it was later, but yeah, it was later syndicated on the Bobots Kids Network. I never even heard of that.
I think you will really like Extreme. It has that very gothic feel compared to
Yeah.
gothic feel.
I think I'll like it. I just never have had the opportunity where it's like, oh hey, it's in front of you, watch it, and I missed it as a kid because I wasn't in the country. Like there was only 2 channels on Iceland TV.
What were they? Question.
They weren't any networks. It was all syndication. And for the first few years, I'm using all secondhand knowledge from my parents, but for example, like soap operas would air on this one island, on this one network.
Did they have PBS Kids?
I don't think they didn't have networks. What it was that tapes would be mailed, broadcast tapes would be mailed from the States to the military base in Iceland. Okay. And then they'd air them. So the soap operas were always 6 months behind. And then one day they got a satellite so they could simulcast broadcast stuff to TV. And my mom recalls this one time that she was watching on the network. There was like these 2 ladies with TV Guide magazine, or no, Soap Opera Digest magazines, reading through all the episode descriptions to catch everybody up on the 6 months that they weren't going to be broadcasting. So then, because they were getting a satellite feed finally.
That's great.
Yeah.
At least they were able to catch them up.
That's why a lot of my TV watching was like 99, 2000, and that's why it like almost jumped from that to anime, unless there was VHSs or DVDs for me to watch. So
a good old Soundout lore.
my lore is crazy because like I basically came to the States for the first time and almost immediately got like into Dragon Ball and Digimon and Pokemon like immediately. Like I didn't have the transition period. Like it just hit me.
I don't know why. Have you ever seen the intro for the Weird Al show?
Yes.
I don't know why. I just want to imagine a version like that for you.
Oh yeah, no. That's also why my tastes are so eclectic, because in Iceland most of the stuff I watched was like VHS tapes. You know, like there was a kids block, I'm sure, but like I can't remember watching Power Rangers in Space live. I can remember watching Power Rangers in Space on a tape. That kind of thing. So, that's how it goes. Speaking of watching stuff, the Marvel's coming out on Blu-ray February 13th. Here's the Blu-ray cover. Nice little Photoshop job.
That's a very short gap, because then this came out in November.
Yep.
This is February.
They did a 3-month turnaround. Muteki, it was cold in Iceland, but like the high temperature was 64. It's not as cold as you'd think. Let's just.
Can you go scroll down to the cover again?
Oh, the cover?
Why is Nick Fury Photoshop in there?
Oh, why is he just he's just popping up behind Monica, just judging everybody?
I know, you got this cool glowing actor effect with Monica, Kamala, and Carol, and then
there's just Fury, just like, I'm here with my cat.
In the he's just in the clouds.
Yep.
He looks like he actually walked in this photo shoot.
Mm. He just it looks like Samuel L. Jackson was not planned to be there for that cover. It's funny too, because on the 4K cover, he's not even on it.
You know what's funnier? Because like,
it's just the 3 of them.
I think it's more funny because they could easily just move the PNG near Monica's like let hit her right arm.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like it looks like they just lowered Monica. So weird. Yeah, Nick Fury just wanted to be there. But yes, Iceland is greenier than Greenland. Greenland is colder. It was just a naming thing. They didn't want tourists there. It's also why I hate the cold. I don't like cold temperatures. You get below like 40, and I'm just miserable.
You're in?
Yeah, I'm in a desert now, so it's like it's fine. Like we'll all pay less. I don't know.
Probably that's probably the best deal.
This one has kittens inside though.
Yeah, like I was gonna mention the kitties. Yeah,
It's got kitties. It's got tiny.
Are they
kitties.
actually cats in the movie, or are they like stock image cats?
Those are. Is that a still?
Don't know.
That is a still from the movie. That is a still from the movie.
Okay, isn't just stock photo cats and then Google.
Yep. Anyways, that's the Steelbook. That's Walmart. That's neat. I wish it was. I liked ordering from Best Buy better than Walmart. God, it's 6:18. I'm screwing up so bad right now. It's actually getting too warm in this room. I think I've actually finally. I know everybody's like freezing on the East Coast and stuff. It's 50 degrees out. That's why I'm toasting. Spin Dash asked, "Does DMC do the exclusive Steelbooks?" They don't currently. I mean, things can always change, but yeah, we'll see. I guess.
Okay, DMC. Okay, Disney movie.
Which DMC?
Yeah, Disney movie
Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry. Run. It could be anything. All right, there we go. I've shed the outer layer because it got really hot in here. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. No, I turned the camera off so I didn't like fumble with clothing. Like just.
Being smart.
I'm not my best moments today, guys.
That's all right.
Not my best moments today. I'm glad I broadcast in low. I got to go back and like scrub that clip probably and like probably cut some stuff from the broadcast when it's done. Anyways, SAG-AFTRA sucks. I was gonna do a whole big breakdown of this, but let me just give you the highlights, okay? And this is I use SAG-AFTRA's website just because they're really proud of this for some reason. Replica Studios is a company that pretty much only exists to create AI voiceover for video games. SAG a few months ago said, "Hey, video game voice actors, we're going to support you and help you protect against AI." And then SAG then signs a deal with literally their biggest enemy in the world of video game voice acting. It just felt like they got video game voice actors to join SAG just to get the dues money out of them. Like, that's...
You know when you messed up? When Steve Bloom got mad at you guys? You know when you messed up.
Steve Bloom got pissed off. And the thing is, like people were saying, they need AI protections. But this is like letting the wolf into the sheep's den. Like, let's see. I'm trying to find the exact quote. I don't feel like looking for it. There was an exact quote somewhere in here where they said, "Oh, we talked to the affected members about this," and every voice actor was like, "Who did you talk to? Because it wasn't us."
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This sucks. I don't got anything else. Kyle says, "Time to make a new union." A lot of voice actors saying
that's a lot of voice actors making their own unions because of this.
Yep. It sucks because the AI that Replica Studios does takes away jobs from working voice actors. Now we're going to talk about AI that's used in a different way that's not great, but not is nefarious. Welcome to the Dichotomy of AI, a TED Talk on a tired Soundout who's already kind of like...
That's the thing. Okay, here's the thing with AI. Yes. AI is not always bad. Because remember, like the Digimon
I saw a video of someone doing an AI video program to translate American Sign Language. Like, let's do more stuff like that.
You know, AI is one of those things where you need to use it correctly.
Yep.
You know, for example, like Discotek use an AI program to help remaster Digimon. That turned out great.
AI as a tool to help a job is important. Let's talk about the Toku controversy of the weekend that people dragged me on Twitter for. And I'm not going to talk about that because let's just focus on the news. Garo, the inheritor of steel or heir to steel armor or whatever they're calling it, was officially put up on YouTube, on the Garo YouTube channel. And there is official subtitles. The official subtitles, as observed by many people, were either, depending on your personal opinion, terrible or the worst things ever, or, wow, at least it was more intelligible than Gridman. And there was a lot of discussion where these subtitles come from and stuff, and thanks to simple evidence such as like this little video that was in the description called "How to Make YouTube Subtitles Easy to See" from this company called Crobo Core Company Limited, which is an AI subtitling service, and there is other things that like tip off that this might be AI in the way that some things are translated, but I also took it as I've seen careless subtitles enough that it could have been that as well. But the evidence shows that, you know, if they're linking to a video from Crobo, that is probably the company they're using, because a lot of Japanese companies are using this service to subtitle shows. Now, there's differing opinions on this. Okay, if you want subtitles confirmed made by people, there's an old school fan subgroup that did the show as well. So, you know, have your fun. This is an official release. It's seemingly last minute. The show didn't even have enough marketing to put the poster out more than 2 days prior. I don't think there's any budget for localization or translation, and they likely just did this because they had nobody to translate it, but they just wanted to throw the show out there and see if it performed well enough to invest in Western releases. So they basically did it all with AI. There's 15 languages, and you know, it's not taking anybody's job away, because it's not like Garo was being localized on a weekly basis or anything. They could have hired somebody, but it's not like they're releasing a Blu-ray or it's on a streaming service you have to pay for. Like, it would have been nice to get, like, you know, an actual human translator to do this, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not the most egregious, though it is something that people should be aware of when looking at this.
Unlike Super Raya, I don't think TSE really has a localized team. That's the thing. Super Raya has, like, I don't know, like, does the
Super Raya has, they partnered with, wow, I can't remember their name.
Starlight Runner.
Starlight Runner. They have an English Twitter, an English website, and all this. There's a Japanese Twitter. We didn't even know until this post went up, like a few hours before, that this was even being subbed.
This was YouTube. In like 1 o'clock in the morning. I think this post was in.
And then at 6 a.m. the actual episode went up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is that, yeah, it sucks. Yeah, you can make your choice and you're going to watch it or not. It is more accessible than anything, and as long as the translations are legible and they've served their purpose, it would be nice to see them. My problem will come in is if they consistently release it like this. Like, if it's successful and they're still doing it after this first attempt,
like the next Garo project, so uses
say this is successful and they actually go and like they're simulcasting Garo like they do Ultraman. That's fine, but if it does do better and they're going to do another show, I would hope they'd hire a translator and be serious about it. Right? This just kind of feels like they're testing something with it. People are talking about Ultraman, Super Raya. Super Raya before Ultraman Z used machine translated subs.
Like the only exceptions are like the only ones that don't have is like the Crunchyroll.
Anything Crunchyroll did or stuff like that. Yeah.
But like Gridman, that was probably machine translated. I know, was it I think Leo was machine translated.
Most of the Toku HD stuff is machine translated.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I think Donnie Waldman said AI translation is fine if it's free, if there's no other options, but if I'm paying even $1, I do not want AI subs. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, if you're charging money, then you have money to give to a translator to do it. But if it's free, then you're not really getting any money from it. It's just mostly for promotion. So I would still prefer, human-made subs, but in this instance, I don't think it's the best. Faiz also said, surprisingly, Garo also subbed in Hindi, Russian, Italian, and Arabic. I don't know if Garo's ever attracted those markets before. That's what gives me the idea that they're not doing this to attract a market that existed. They're just casting a wide net and seeing how it performs. And so, when you're experimenting as a business, you don't want to invest in it too heavily, which is kind of like, so I get the business reason why you wouldn't hire a translator for this.
That's thing is like, you think about other Tokusatsu stuff. Super Raya has an actual team working.
Yeah, they have an international they have an office in Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, meanwhile, Sentai Sentai they commission those. They give the Shopify and Cafe commission subtitles. Same with and then Kamen Rider is same thing. No matter who has the license, And with Garo before, it was licensed to Sentai, to Kraken, and they made those, and they are anime company, so they did those.
And all of those releases are you pay money for them. Ultraman's the only one that's free, and it's same with Gundam. Ultraman and Gundam are like, but then again, some of the Gundam subs made me think they're machine translated, but that's a whole other conversation.
Sunrise and Tsuburaya at least have have actual teams working on them because they want to, because unlike
Garo isn't even like a big deal for TFC. It's just a little thing they own.
Yeah, or like with Tsuburaya and Gundam, they want to push those brands to to a multi-language. They want to push those brands,
and they're willing to invest in good subs up front, so they can just say if someone licenses the show for like a home video release, they can go, here you go. It includes subtitles.
That's why Tsuburaya bought to do a same-day dub for Blazar, because they want that push. And Garo is a very more niche series. So
very niche.
Like even though I think much people kind of glorify.
I mean, also let's all remember this is the first Garo project in 4 years.
Yeah. So well, Garo is a successful brand. It's lasted this long because but it's not the big three. It's a very indie series. Like not super indie, but like in the middle. Like they don't have big bucks.
So the hope I have is that the quality of subtitles doesn't degrade in more dialogue-heavy episodes that may come later, and that it actually gains interest to people, so that way Garo is something that TFC will want to invest in a Western market.
I mean, I guess overall, what do you think of the first episode?
First episode's great. Like, show is really like it's just it came out kicking.
Seeing practical horrors again was so nice to see.
Practical horrors, practical knight armors. Garo in the past has been more CG heavy, but I think as they watched like Sentai and Rider become more CG reliant, they decided with this to go more practical, whether for a budget reason or what. But like it's amazing.
I love this new location they made. Toma, get the sub.
Toma, give to the sub. Let's see what we got. Let's see who gets it. I'm so excited. Donnie Waldman was gifted membership by Toma K. Yay!
I love was it Central City or like Central City or something like that? I love this crap hole of a city they made up.
Center City, yeah. I love the setting. I love the characters. Like I do really love the show, and it's a bummer that we couldn't get like a perfectly polished product, but this is the reality that we live with, and I'm also glad that there's at least one fan subgroup out there doing their own subs. Like we have options, We could have nothing. We could be Shaman King Flowers, where you have fan subs or nothing.
But sadly, since these are technically official subs, we have to be more hush hush about it. The fan subs.
I will say that like what you should do is watch the official release. And I was saying, I'm not telling you guys what to do. You can do as we want. If you want to say like I don't support AI subs at all, don't watch it. That's fine. That's your prerogative. If you want to support it. If your way to support it though is if you watch it and then watch the fan sub. Like start the episode so it gets the view count in, and then you watch your fan sub.
Yeah, nothing's saying you had to turn the subtitles on.
Yeah, it's just if you want to support Garo, watching it on YouTube is good. But if you don't want to deal with the AI subs, you don't have to. And so the thing is, like, some people are like, I will never touch anything AI related. That's fine. I don't care what you do with it. I'm just going to give you this info. But I'm saying if you want to support Garo, but you don't want to watch those subs, turn the subs off, play the episode just so it gets the views. But the fan subs are out there. I'm not being as hush hush. I'm not going to just go tell you where to find them. You can find them if you know. If you know, one of those things, which I don't like doing for anything else besides this.
Join the Soundout Discord protocol if you want to
hear more. Toma brought up a good point. Speaking of gifting, you have to make sure you can accept gifts for this channel or you miss out on being gifted. It's somewhere in the user settings, I think. So if you guys are wondering, I haven't gotten a gifted membership, check your settings. I don't know how to do that exactly, but there you go. In more bad news, Pixar is undergoing a layoff of 20% of their employees.
Thanks, Disney.
Yep. It's not like their movies keep bombing because they ruined Pixar's prestige, not only in the quality of the film, but sending a bunch of them to Disney Plus, training people to go, I'll just wait for Disney Plus.
I don't think it's the quality of film because I think the quality is still there.
Well, I think that some of them, like Lightyear, was not. Like Lightyear was the one they sent out to theaters, and it was like, did we really need to go out to theaters to watch this?
Well,
When you get Soul and Turning Red at home, is Lightyear the one you're going to go out and spend money on?
Well, that's the like I don't want to. I don't want to do because I don't like Lightyear, but the quality is there. I
The
just do not like the
quality is
writing.
there for the animation, but it's not there for the story.
I don't like the writing, really, but I think it does deserve to be in theaters, like every other Pixar film deserves to be in theaters. But because
Omander Prime said YouTube told me to turn on GIFs because of Toma, and that's how I got mine. So there you guys go.
But with Pixar is because I think the quality is always there, depending on the writing quality.
Here's another thing I'll bring to this conversation that I think people don't ever talk about. What happened to Pixar is that Pixar when they got bought by Disney, they took a bunch of Pixar people and put them in charge of Walt Disney Animation and made Walt Disney Animation basically Pixar. So Pixar lost all of its prestige because now it's just, oh yeah, they make the Disney movies that don't have songs in them.
Yeah, and I don't want to.
Because legitimately speaking, while I love a lot of the recent movies, if I keep thinking Encanto was made by Pixar because of the way it looks.
I don't want to. Yeah, because I don't want to. I think I don't want because I think. This is one of those difficult topics. I don't agree with some of those people who say that because I think there is a difference, but I feel like
there used to be a stark difference, right? Like
even when
Disney animation used to be 2D and have its own style, and then Pixar was like 3D and had its own style, and then they've just gotten so close together now that they get hard to distinguish.
I think what is I'm more thinking about it is it used to be that Pixar has their own creative decision. Like they're very much their own company. Just Disney, even like through the late after they got bought out, they still felt like their own singular company. But I think what's happening is less of the two brands getting confused together. That is some part of it. But I think it's because Disney has more control of Pixar. Is what's happening. I think is the problem. Because
once again, employees are suffering for decisions made by people above them.
Yeah, because even when they were both doing 3D animated films, there still was a difference between Disney and Pixar. I would not confuse Tangle with a Pixar film because there's definitely still a Disney feel, and I wouldn't confuse Coco to a Disney film, Walt animation Disney animation film. But I think the problem with later on, like near. I want to say around Toy Story 4 is when it really feels like Disney got more control of Pixar.
It was after John Lasseter. Like, John Lasseter had to go. Okay, the stuff John Lasseter did, he had to go. But once he went, the power vacuum was filled in a way that Disney had more control over Pixar. And so they kind of lost a lot of their distinctive. I think it's really telling that the Pixar logo here that everyone used for articles doesn't include any Pixar characters after Up.
Yeah, like I think something like Soul and such still feels like a Pixar project. I can feel the Pixar, and same with Turning Red and Luca are more smaller films.
The problem was sending Luca and Turning Red and Soul straight to Disney Plus, and then saying, "Oh, you should go out and see Lightyear," and people were just like, "Why spend all that money? You always send the Pixar movies straight to Disney Plus."
Yeah, Turning Red, Luca, and Soul feel like Pixar movies where. Onwards. I haven't seen Onward, but from what I've seen.
I forgot about Onward. Onward's such a Walt Disney animation movie that just has a Pixar name on it.
Onwards and Lightyear feel more like a Disney mandate feel. Like they don't have because I think what I always kind of felt the difference between Pixar and Disney is Pixar has that kind of comfy feel. Yeah. I'm ready to be nostalgia.
Also, Pixar had this era where they were just trying to make everybody cry in every movie.
Yeah, like there's this kind of
they made Up, and then they're like, oh, we need to be the crying studio, and like the next few films are like have these heavy emotional hooks.
Yeah, and that's what Turning Red, Luca, and Soul had that where like Lightyear and Onward kind of feel like this kind of like popcorn blockbuster film. This does not fit with, and I know they have the Incredibles, but even Incredibles also has that very homey feel with the non-superhero stuff, So I think that's the problem. Sadly,
Spin Dash brings it. Spin Dash says, "What if Blank had feelings? Feels like that era's over." Yep, and then Inside Out 2's happening. I think there's a lot of problems within And it's all caused by Disney management. And I think Disney owning Pixar has been more damaging to Pixar than Pixar just being distributed by Disney.
And it just sucks because I love Pixar a lot. They're like, it is a this is
I
a
used
studio.
I used to watch every single Pixar movie, and I've definitely fallen off of that now.
Yeah, if Pixar was the first studio I like remember as a kid, I watched the behind the scenes stuff and watched commentaries because I was so in love with the films. It made me it made me become an animation fan to this day. So it really sucks to see him like this a lot.
I also say, Elman Prime says, why spend $100 to go see a movie? It'll be on Plus. I got the 4K TV and a badass sound system. It genuinely made me not want to go to the cinemas as often.
That is just the problem with Disney
Plus.
Like,
that's the problem. That's the problem with all Hollywood, right? Because of the pandemic, people just started, like, people that could afford it just started investing in home entertainment systems. And now they're like, oh, I have to go out. It's got to be a big deal. Like, it has to be a cultural event like Barbie to really get people to go out there, or something like Godzilla -1 has really gotten people to go out.
This was a lot of people were talking about not even just with Disney, but just pick films in 2020 because there's a lot of bombs in 2023.
Let's also not forget that these streaming services are way too cheap.
Yeah, I think
they got so caught up chasing Netflix. Like, of course, people will spend $10 for a month of Disney Plus instead of taking a family of 4 to a theater that's going to cost you at least $80 before you even get to the concession stand.
Yeah. That's the thing. People always go like, haha, Netflix keep losing members and all that. Like, yeah, they keep losing members, but they still gain members because people want to stay at home. And this,
Room Without a Window brings up a good point. Last time I went out was from -1. I could not stand out inconsiderate folks were in the theater. Yep, people completely people and their children have completely forgotten how to behave in a theater.
Yep, because they're trying to be smart Alec number 55 and make funny riff track commentary.
Or people like, or this other problem with Paramount hid that Mean Girls was a musical, and then there's people in the theater just groaning every time a song comes up. Like, it's a musical. You either like it or you don't, and the studio shouldn't have tricked you into the theater. I had an issue when I went to see Wish of there was 8 kids in the theater, and only one of them made it to the end of the movie. The rest were so disrupted, the parents took them and went home.
My God.
Like that, I was like, whoa. I was never seen it that bad. Yeah. So, Jerry, I got a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
So, if streaming is cheaper...
Wheels, welcome.
Welcome, Wheels.
Ask me the question.
All right, Jerry. So, if streaming is cheaper, and you can spend $10 and get a whole library of Disney content, right?
Right.
And they decide to take one of the shows that's really popular from that streaming service you pay $10 a month for. And they're like, you want to see the next chapter of the story? Go check it out in theaters. Would you go to the theater to see it?
No.
Cool. So Mandalorian vs. Grogu is going to be the first Star Wars movie released in 5 years next year. And I wonder how this is going to go.
Yeah, here's the thing. The Mandalorian is so popular. It still is.
It's super popular. It sells merch. Lucasfilm can't get a movie together otherwise. Why not take Mando Season 4 and turn it into a movie?
Well, that's the thing. I'm wondering about this film is because, while the Mandalorian show is so well regarded, but the Star Wars movies, on the other hand, are now very disdained. No matter what film, I just think the Star Wars movie brand,
the Star Wars as a brand does not hold the same value it did, in 2015, when it was at the peak. And I wonder why. I think the problem is that another problem is that Star Wars Black Series and the Star Wars storylines suck because the Disney licensing cost went up, even though the value of the brand went down.
So exactly, it's almost like the mouse ruined the Star Wars house.
That's the thing. I don't think it was Disney's doing that ruined Star Wars. I think it was
multiple people.
I think it was the lack of creative oversight. There was zero plan for that sequel trilogy, and I think it burned everybody out. I also think Bob Iger saying we need a Star Wars movie every year, for 5 years there was a new Star Wars movie. That's too much Star Wars movies. You fill your gaps with TV shows. That's
the thing. I know you love Rogue One, and I know you love Solo. I don't know if you like Rogue One.
I don't even like Rogue One that much anymore.
Okay, but what's it like? Will you?
Solo should have been a streaming show. I don't know why it was a movie.
Yeah, that's the thing. Would you rather would you want to have that kind of film every year? I don't think that would. Yeah,
because I thought Rogue One's space battle was too repetitive of Force Awakens' space battle.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, like, and the Spin Dash brings a good point. Solo coming out 6 months after Last Jedi it should have been, like, all the way, they moved it up or something. It was weird.
And here's the thing. I think what's the thing is
Star
the
Wars
problem
is
with
not as
Star Wars,
evergreen as something like Marvel, and they tried to
but then,
make it Marvel.
but Marvel, you have different scenarios
Yep.
because it's different heroes. Yeah.
Why did Mando break out? Because it's not the same format Star Wars for everything else. Right?
Mm-hmm. But the problem with Star Wars having a film every year, it starts feeling the same. No, even
Yep.
with different subject, it's still space movie every
Exactly.
year.
Star Wars has a very distinctive feel to it, and Rogue One just felt like... I remember my grandpa was watching one of the Star Wars movies, and I think it was one of the sequel movies, and he was like, why is she wondering where her parents is? Didn't she know that they were, like, scientists and they built the Death Star? And I was like, oh no, Grandpa, that's another brown-haired white woman in Star Wars. And he's like, oh, they look the same.
Yeah,
Like, he got Ray and Jyn Erso fused in his head as the same person because they came out, like, so close together. He's like, that wasn't part of this? That was something else? Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, Marvel, you get a heist movie one year, you get a like 80s action movie next year, then next you got a space movie the next year, and the next film you get this big crossover. That's why, and then the next year you got Marvel.
That's also why, every Marvel solo movie being a team movie made it also hurt its brand because it was just started becoming the same thing every time. Yeah.
Also, don't forget, Star Wars thought we could reinvent characters per se.
Regardless of that, like, I don't even think the reinvention of characters is the problem. I think the problem is all the new characters fall into 3 archetypes: snarky lead, sidekick that doesn't do anything, cool villain that doesn't get enough screen time. That's like the three categories you can fit almost any Disney Star Wars character into.
Mm-hmm.
So, going to the broader point, is this movie going to do well in theaters? I don't know, but it will help Star Wars as a brand because they're going to make so many toys. They're going to sell a ton of merch.
If Hasbro like has the effort,
Hasbro's got the license till 2028, so
yeah, but would they be good? That's the question.
Will brings a good point. Sequel trilogy had way too many characters. Yep, they needed to get the old people out of the way and just move on to the new people by the second movie. They didn't need to slow drip us the nostalgia drop from original trilogy. It needed to be like the original trilogy as a sequel to the prequel trilogy keeps like 3 characters from that previous trilogy, and
here's the question I want to ask
one of them dies in the first one.
Here's the thing I want to ask you now.
Yeah.
Which do you think the Jurassic World films did it better with the legacy cast?
Nope.
How they can't? Nope. Not even that.
The reason why is because I did not give a single crap about what Chris Pratt was doing in that third Jurassic World movie. Anytime the Jurassic Park trio wasn't on screen, I was asking the question, where's the Jurassic Park trio?
Okay. What's a better example? I can't think of any.
The thing is that there's a good example of doing a legacy thing. Tron Legacy is a good example.
I like Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Ghostbusters Afterlife did it better because it told a new story and then connected it to the old story. And then kept the old characters kind of in the background so that the new characters had time to get established. The problem with the sequel trilogy is you're so wrapped up in continuing this story and repeating the Empire story again that you don't ever establish Finn, Rey, and Poe as characters. They're just board pieces moving around.
Me and my friend talked about this, but my problem with Disney with Star Wars is they I get the sequel trilogy is kind of poisoning a lot of people, but I don't care. Do something. Do a Clone Wars for the sequel. We really need a Clone Wars.
I was talking about this yesterday with my parents. Star Wars used to original trilogy Star Wars, between the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, it was all stuff that associate the original trilogy, and then between prequel and Disney, it was all Clone Wars stuff after Revenge of the Sith. They had an era to it. But then with the sequel trilogy, everything around all the supplementary material around the sequel trilogy was basically all of this is just from all over the timeline because we want to appease the problem is they want to appease the entire audience. They don't want to move things forward. They want to appease everybody at once.
I feel bad for any kid who grew up with the sequel trilogy and really does enjoy the sequel trilogy. They got nothing.
They got nothing. They don't even have an accompanying TV show that even feels like canon because Resistance was fine, but it was so over there doing nothing because they didn't have a plan. They didn't have a plan for the sequel trilogy, and that is like ruined everything.
Baffling. The only like sequel trilogy stuff, like outside media that we gotten recently is the Lego Star Wars stuff. Yep. That's it.
That's
the only thing we got.
And like the Lego specials, where they give
That's
Finn and Poe personality traits.
Yeah, I was talking about. It's like they only got the Lego stuff. They want to see those characters again and post movies timeline stuff.
And so that's the thing is that I think the problem with Star Wars is that I think what they should is stick to shows, but they can't keep their license as expensive as it has been without a movie, right? Because movies help toy lines. I think a Mandalorian movie is going to do either do great or people will just wait till it hits Disney Plus. And it's all going to depend, and I'm going to mean it, it's all going to depend on how the first trailer looks. Because the first trailer just looks like Mandalorian episodes. But
season 4.
If it just looks like season 4 episodes, if it's not visually distinctive enough, because the thing is too, I do think that Mandalorian as a show has a lot of great cinematic moments, and it's the same problem I have when I look at Star Trek. I'm like, how would Star Trek make a movie when all their TV episodes look like movies, right? How do you make Mandalorian look cinematic and make it look like an experience that you want to go out and see, right? And it can't be just bringing back like previous characters. It's got to look different than the show does. Because if it looks just like more episodes of the show, people just watch it where they watch the show.
That was the problem. That's what Marvel's kind of having the problem with right now.
The Marvels looks like a streaming movie. You know? That's just the facts, right? So, Wheels, what were you going to say?
I said take maybe the filter off the show.
Is there a filter?
There's no filter on it.
Oh, I thought there's a filter. It
no.
Looks so like dark and grainy.
That's Mandalorian's like the least dark and grainy streaming show I've watched.
Oh, it's in some episodes.
It might be your TV.
I don't know. I thought there's a filter on the
show.
No. Man, this show. Can I watch it on?
It's like, not Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan Kenobi is the show where you have to squint to see things happening. Mandalorian's like well lit, like 99% of the time.
Yeah, because I've watched it on 3 different screens, and it has like this like weird like tone to it. I'm like, I don't know.
It might be a screen problem because if you don't have things set right, it's not going to look right. Cameron brings a good point. Maybe for Star Wars, stop focusing on fan service, focus on new things that are good for the franchise. Andor did that, but that's also a slow burn TV drama, which is not everybody's jam.
Yeah, no, that show is kind of boring. It's a good show, but boring.
It's my favorite Disney Star Wars show, but like
it's like Pat Labor. Not every episode's gonna be good.
Exactly. It's one of those things you have to watch the 12 episodes to really get it, and that's not everybody's in for that, you know? I will say, Kei Nishimura is saying, look to First Contact how to do a Shrek movie. Yeah, exactly. You just take existing characters, you put them in a big situation, and you just go for it. Also, just get Jonathan Frakes to direct it.
I have an idea for a Star Wars prequel movie that would actually be interesting.
All right.
It's an interesting idea. All right. It'd be an interesting idea.
Just say it.
People are still gonna hate it though.
You don't need to build up to it. Just say it. We're on overtime already. Get to it.
We need a Dooku movie. We need a young Dooku movie where it's just
Guess what? They gave us young Dooku and no one cared.
Yeah, didn't we get that in Tales of the Jedi?
We got that in Tales of the Jedi. Nobody cared.
Even though that's one of my favorite episodes. Those are my favorite episodes.
Dooku,
I would love a full movie too, but they already did it and it didn't blip on anybody's radar. And that was unfortunate because Tales of the Jedi was amazing, but nobody cared.
Yeah, the problem with Tales of the Jedi was like they were like what, shorts? They weren't like full episodes.
Yeah, they were like 16 minutes, I think.
They were. You got like 45 minutes of young Dooku.
It was the Ultra Galaxy. It was the Ultra Galaxy fights for Star Wars.
Yeah, but still, like that should have gotten attention because it's short. Like, just watch it. Like, you know, if that had done great, like I can't believe that Hasbro hasn't done a young Dooku figure at all since then, right?
It's it's interesting to kind of even though I'm super casual with Star Trek, I don't watch everything from Star Trek. I check in and out, but I feel like Paramount even though I'm not sure if they've got anything like moving past a certain era in Star Trek, but I feel like there's more going on with Star Trek currently with Star Wars.
The difference is that
more going on with Star Trek because there's at least one continuity. There's one continuity of Star Trek, and they try to help expand how the continuity works mostly.
Yep.
I mean, when they first brought in Discovery, they did fuck it up a little. They fumbled the ball, and they were able to fix it. Because Discovery was a big fumble, huge.
Yeah, I know. I remember when it first came out.
Because Discovery had this problem in its early seasons where it was like Yeah, it was darker than people expected and stuff, but like the problems that came up was like, why did everyone have like holograms they could talk to when it's supposed to take place before the original series where we never saw anything like that? Right?
Also, remember Discovery wasn't, they didn't want to distinguish if it's a part of the J.J. Abrams timeline or the Prime timeline.
Yeah, because people kept going like, is this Kelvin? Because everything looks Kelvin, right? They didn't. It's not like Strange New Worlds where it looks like Strange New Worlds obviously doesn't look the same as the '60s show, but it aesthetically does, right? Like it's got similar design elements across the board, right?
Yeah, with Star Trek, you have like Picard and Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks and Prodigy, and like even
they're
though
all
I don't think
different.
they're all they don't like I don't think they're moving forward timeline wise, but like they feel
well, Discovery is technically because it's in like the 3300s now, but.
Okay, but like
the best way to explain it, Ryan, is Star Trek tries to flesh out its universe. Star Wars, the problem with Star Wars is it makes too much expanded stuff, and even though I love a lot of the expanded stuff, it doesn't ever want to say which one is the actual canon, and then it never wants to actually adapt a majority of that content.
And that's the thing Star Trek doesn't do. Star Trek never lets non-screen material be canon. Any book, any comic, any video game, they're all beta canon. You can fit things how you wish. None of it counts. Only the stuff that's in movies and TV shows count.
I think also I feel like Star Trek is like having more fun with itself. The fact that they did a Lower Decks crossover with Strange New World shows that like, yeah, we're gonna cross over to the comedy animated series. Why not?
It does feel like the people who do Star Trek are having fun with the idea, whereas the people who are doing Star Wars are like, it's the sacred thing that we have to treat with the utmost respect because it shaped my childhood. And it's like, just get out. Like, y'all, like, just have fun with it. It's a goofy-ass franchise.
Well, here's the thing.
Also, welcome, Soul Man.
I think one of the biggest issues is Disney harkens it weird.
They promote it like it's the greatest franchise that ever lived.
And
right?
No one gets to and people who have at least some idea, like, I'm gonna be honest, the guys who thought, we should make Solo this weird buddy cop comedy, those guys probably should not have been working on Star Wars in the first place.
Yeah, no, they shouldn't have been hired. Like, Lord and Miller shouldn't have even been on a Star Wars, because it's just not that kind of franchise.
Yeah, no, if that guy was on Star Wars, it would need to be like he would have to be working on a Jar Jar Binks movie. I'm sorry to say this, but you get regulated like the B characters.
Buddy cop like Han and Lando film does sound kind of fun.
It does sound.
It does. It's just Solo also wanted to be like a prequel, right? Like you do the buddy cop thing as the second movie, right?
Yeah. No, like there's certain things where like Star Wars should be allowed to grow. It should be allowed to have different things going on for it, but it should still feel like Star Wars. And a good way to explain that is look at episodes of Clone Wars and look at episodes of Rebels, because it can be written for kids and have like really goofy, stupid comedy that's for kids, but still at the end of the day be like, oh shit, Vader just killed a guy.
Rebels is a perfect example of that. That has every Star Wars element in it. Dave Filoni talked about this. He talked about the thing that George Lucas kept telling him was that every Star Wars story needs to have hope because you're there to give kids hope in a dire situation. That is the essence of Star Wars. And that is part of the problem with things like the sequel trilogy, because like Last Jedi is a hopeless movie. Everything is hopeless. And that's why it doesn't gel. And that's why they try to fix that up in Rise of Skywalker. And that's the thing that doesn't work for... Like, Last Jedi as a movie, I think, is a better movie than it is a Star Wars movie. But the Last Jedi, at the end of that movie, there is zero hope for any of the characters. Everybody's like, we all failed, everything sucks.
Like a hope. Remember, and they try to make it feel like it's hopeful, where they're like, don't worry.
Oh, random slave kid with his broom? Yeah.
Yeah. That was like so awful, and they made it seem like that slave kid was supposed to be like the next coming of Jesus, it felt like.
And we never saw him again. Yeah.
Yep.
And the thing is, I think with Andor gets really bleak, but there is hope because you're seeing the building of the rebellion. And you see people fighting back. Like the ending of Andor and that frickin' brick was the most inspiring thing I've ever seen in my life. Like that is where the essence of Star Wars is. And that comes from Tony Gilroy, who is not like one of these Star Wars shaped my childhood guys. He's just like, I'm going to go in and do a sci-fi show. Thank you. And I feel like that we need more of that.
Star Wars still can shape your childhood, but you don't need to make it feel like you're dishonest. You can still go against.
Just
the
go
grain.
have fun with it, and that's why I don't like when
'Cause,
people complain about the biker gang in Book of Boba Fett, because I'm like, that's one of the most Star Warsy things ever, just a random biker gang.
I'm gonna be honest with you. They don't feel really out of place because biker gangs exist in the expanded universe pre-Empire. Like post-Empire, a lot of that cool, fun, crazy campiness is kind of not in Star
Wars needs more camp, if I'm being honest.
like this is the thing. Some of the weird campy sci-fi stuff seems to only exist pre-Empire. After Empire, everything's like I heard you the first time.
Dexter's Diner.
Yeah.
Never forget.
But yeah, no. Like pretty much after the Empire, after the Empire shows up, there's not as much camp really. It's like everything just gets washed away and it feels like a spaghetti western, like everything's a little bit too serious. And it's funny because the
Mando starts as a spaghetti western and then it just gets into plant monsters by season 3, and that's what I love.
I think
that's the thing. Is when you go in chronological order, Empire started as this bleak western samurai film, but then when it goes and shows you everything what happened before, it's like biker gangs, freaking drag racing, NASCAR.
Bad Batch is such a fun show.
Kaiju.
I mean, that's the thing with Star Wars.
I'm gonna go grab dinner.
Go grab dinner. We're gonna wrap this up and get to the next couple topics. We're gonna blow through some topics pretty quick here.
But that's the thing. I think the thing with Star Wars is with the different. We got different. I think with the problem with current Star Wars, there's no. The era doesn't feel like there's a feel of this as we mentioned, we got this kind of spaghetti western samurai-esque era of the original. Then we had this high fantasy sci-fi of the prequel trilogy. I don't know what kind of feel the sequel trilogy wants to do besides, hey, remember the old days?
That's the problem is that the prequels are crazy samurai, camp factor. The original trilogies the rebellion story stuff, and then the sequel trilogy just tries to do that again. And I think that's the problem. Yeah, Star Wars tone. What is Star Wars tone? Because Star Wars in and of its... This is my final statement on this, and we're going to move on. Star Wars was just George Lucas throwing all of the things he loved into a blender and making a movie out of it. That he didn't think would ever sell because everyone told him he was crazy for making it. And that's the kind of thing that Star Wars needs to do. And that's what Mando does to an extent. That's why I love it. So I'm going to go see this movie when it comes out because, boy, I do love The Mandalorian, and I hope it's good. And I hope they do a good job. Also, they announced the season 2 of Ahsoka, which is great, because that show should have not ended on a cliffhanger after making me wait 5 years to see what happens to the Rebels crew and not freaking finishing the story yet, Dave. Better give it that season 2.
I still say that should have
Cody
been
Rhodes needs to finish the story.
I still think that should have been animated.
The only reason Ahsoka's live action is because someone at Disney mandated it. I'm convinced of that because it should have been an animated show.
It just Rebels season 5.
I had my dad sit and binge all episodes of Rebels before Ahsoka came out, and he's like, "Thank you for doing that," because I would have just been sitting here confused the entire time. So moving on. Speaking of bait and switches, but in a good way.
Yes.
All right. This was the funniest story. So a while back, Anime News Network, why are your images so small? Anyways, a while back, this poster came out for a new mecha anime called Bang Brave Bang Bravern, and it looked like the title didn't match the show because this looked like a real robot, real robot war anime with the military experience and the skies rating. I love this stuff. I'm just doing a hyperbole just for everyone in the chat. It was just it's their grit and gritty, real robot anime.
Armor Core looking, kind of anime.
Guys, it's a super robot show. Obari tricked us all.
In the sky.
I mean, the name.
The name seemed obvious. The visual didn't.
Especially since I thought it was going to be part of the Brave series. Yeah. No, it's Card Fight Vanguard related. I'm like, wait, what?
And then Obari was just just kidding, there's a super robot in this.
Fooled you!
And it's great because it's one super robot teaming up with 4 real robots.
I've seen the first episode. It's it almost feels like an Ultraman series, which funny enough, this is done by the main.
He's great.
The main writer is the main writer of Blazar. So
yeah, great voice cast. This officially did get picked up. It is going to air its first 2 episodes on Crunchyroll on January 18th. So if you're waiting for that, it's a super robot show though, 100%.
Seeing the first episode made me cry. It's like, oh,
Yep.
we're back. We're back to talking
So
robots with handsome faces that can transform and plays its own theme song in universe.
I
It's
love
so
that
good.
Dynazenon's not the only one playing the theme song in the cockpit.
Fun fact, I mean, Bravern himself is voiced by Gambo's Japanese voice actor.
Oh,
So
that's even better. Anyways, I just want to talk about this. It's great. I look forward to
it's
watching
so good.
it
It is
officially.
so good.
And I'm so
Yeah,
hyped.
this is not
Mecha anime is back, guys. Mecha anime is back.
This is not story because SAG used to do this with other animes, like the Bean Switch. I know their Akiba May War when that anime was first announced. That it looks like this kind of cutesy May like anime. No, it's a Yakuza. No, it's a Yakuza gangster series.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, we're gonna make you think it's something, then we'll air it, and then you'll know. It's funny. I think Crunchyroll only picked it up because the internet like made it trend. It was trending on Twitter because everybody was so shocked. I think that's the only reason it got licensed. And maybe that was the play all along.
Yeah, it's the good old, the realistic mecha anime.
Yep.
It's me, Omori.
All right, let's talk about other stuff. Okay. If anybody's been wondering where are the reprints of the old Gargoyles comics that Dynamite made a sequel comic to, and I've been confused for like the last 12 months figuring out what the hell happened in the comics that I didn't read because they haven't been reprinted at any time. There is now a 30th anniversary Kickstarter. They haven't said if these reprints are coming to bookstores later, but I kind of imagine they will. They have softcover, hardcover, signed hardcover, and deluxe hardcover for all three of them.
There's no way Disney just gotta let this thing just be a Kickstarter only thing.
Well, it is Dynamite, so who knows? I imagine the softcover, it's either going to get a softcover or hardcover at retail. The deluxe hardcovers are going to be only to this because it's like $1,500. It comes in a treasure chest. But yeah, if anybody's been wondering, this has already been funded. They're going to be doing, the first volume's the Marvel stuff, the second volume's the first SLG stuff, and the third volume is the other half of the SLG stuff. And it's
I still don't get a feel. I still don't have a grasp of how does Disney feel about Gargoyles. I don't know if they care for it or not.
Oh, they absolutely hate the original version because they want to do a live action remake instead of a sequel series.
But yet they still let all the stuff about the original series still get released.
Yep. So it's funded. You got 28 days to back it if you so wish. If you're looking for Gargoyles reprints, go for that. I want to do that, but I don't know if I can. So we'll see. All right. As teased in last week's stream, there's a new wave of Thundercats. We've got 4 new figures here. First up is Quick Pick, this bug dude that showed up for 2 episodes. He's neat. Isn't he neat? This is like meme.
He's neat.
I just think he's neat. It's Marge looking at a potato, right?
Yep.
We've got Snarfer, who I was really hoping we'd get. I think I mentioned that last week.
Okay, so I forget who's Snarfer again.
Snarfer is Snarf's nephew. He's basically the Snarf for the second team Thundercats with Pumira, Linkso, and Bengali.
Is he the Scrappy Doo or Scooby Dum of
He's better than both of them.
True.
You get Clear Plastic Mum-Ra from that one Dream episode. And then you get Kid Lion-O, and it's Kid Lion-O from Thunder Cubs, not Kid Lion-O from the first episode.
Thank God.
DH Kid Lion-O instead of no clothes Kid Lion-O. Now I'm also like, that's going to be a set of figures, isn't it?
So. Please don't. Please don't.
Well, the thing is, it's going to be a set of the figures of the 4 that got de-aged in the Thunder Cubs 5-parter.
Okay. I thought you talked about episode 1.
Yeah, no, they're not going to make the episode 1 versions, but...
Thank God.
Yeah. Anyways, that's the wave. If you order all of them from Super 7, you get a head pack. I'm just going to get the 3 of these guys. I'm going to get Kid Lion-O. I feel like
Super 7 has something.
Did you get the toy? Get the toy?
I didn't do the toy versions.
Okay.
I didn't do the Clear Tigra. I at some point money just gave out.
What do you mean? You have Clear Tiger right now.
Dungeons and Dragons, for some reason they used the logo from the DVD set, is getting Ultimates, and they look so much better than the Hasbro ones. It's kind of embarrassing for Hasbro.
I mean,
I have no interest in the show. I just wanted to dig at Hasbro.
I mean, here's the thing: they already have single joints already, but they won't shatter like the Hasbro figures.
Hopefully, won't shatter like the Hasbro figures. Yeah. So there's that lady, this dude, a 2-pack of these Shadow Bros, and the skeleton guy that looks neat. And you get an extra weapons pack that's like glow-in-the-dark weapons and a ring. I think these are more animation accurate than the Hasbro ones because their Super 7 does that. But they're there. They exist. I think they're neat. I don't have any attachment to them. So So, see you later, Kate Nishimaru. All right, time to talk about problematic toys.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up in the next 15 minutes if I can. My throat is dying. McFarlane Toys Store put up this wave of Crisis on Infinite Earths Build-A-Figure wave exclusive to McFarlane Toys Store. They are $160 for the bundle, marked down to $135. Don't ask me. Don't give me a 10% discount.
Okay,
$10.
so they are exclusive to.
They are exclusive to Todd's McFarlane's Toy Store.
Okay, I figured there was just somewhere because they're gold label, which is
Yes.
probably why they're stupid expensive.
We'll talk about that in a moment. We got official words. Anyways, this wave contains Kid Flash, Wally West Kid Flash. He comes with the legs of the Monitor. You get Psycho Pirate, who comes with the torso of the Monitor. You get the Spectre, who comes with the cape and the head of the Monitor. And then you get Earth 2 Superman, who comes with the arms of the Monitor. I think Earth 2 Superman looks awful. Everybody else looks fine.
This is frustrating because I think the Spectre and Wally looks great. I will buy those, but man, those,
I have DC Direct Psycho Pirate and Monitor, so I'm good. I'm just not going to bother with this. I don't know why. I thought about this. Okay, you can order figures singles, right? It is a Build-A-Figure wave. Why is it a Build-A-Figure wave? Why is this not just a 5-pack? Like, why is this? Why is this not just a 5-pack exclusive to their store? And then, why have the option to buy them? It's nice, but you can't buy the Monitor separately. Why is this not 5 single-pack figures? Why is this a Build-A-Figure at all?
Okay, for tinfoil hat theory.
Go for it.
I feel like this was meant to be this year's Target exclusive, like yearly.
But then because of how bad the Flashpoint figures sold, they were like, no.
Yeah, that's why I feel like that's the reason why.
That's a solid theory, because we got some words. I didn't notice this myself, but Robo's Weekly Rewind, he talked about this. But this is the official statement from McFarlane Toys when someone asked. We understand fan concern about the price. This is a limited edition Build-A-Figure wave and is a gold label exclusive to McFarlane Toys Store. The price point is not necessarily indicative of pricing for our regular production lines. So, don't get worried that, all the Build-A-Figure waves are going to be $40.
Yeah, no, I doubt. This is a weird outlier. This is
the bundle price with the 10% discount is $24.30 per figure. Well, if you include the Build-A-Figure as one of the 5 figures. You can apply the coupon code for the thing. So, yeah, I think your theory is solid, Ryan. I think this was probably the Target wave, and then it just got dropped, and now they have all this stock they have to sell, and so they have to mark it up a little bit because now they have to take on extra cost.
Yeah, I think the wave itself is actually pretty fine, honestly.
Yeah, aside from Superman's face.
Yeah, Superman's weird, but I really like the Psycho Pirate, like the Wally, like the the Spectre. The Spectre looks fantastic. I just think, we
already got an anti-monitored LPH. They released him as a deluxe figure.
Yeah, I didn't get that one. But I saw that gold label, and I figured, okay, this and Build-A-Figure. So my brain goes, oh, this wave's this year's targeting. I remember, wait, they wouldn't announce that. Usually these Target waves, they don't announce them all at once. They usually, But yeah, that's what I'm feeling with this wave.
I feel like if we get shots of the back of the boxes and they have the figures blacked out for the future ones, that'll give us 100% confirmation. This definitely was done to tie into the Crisis on Infinite Earths animated movie.
Yeah, I would say that. Well, I don't agree with the price at all. I don't like. I'm getting a little tired of YouTube toy bros going "What the hell, Todd?" Again, the prices are kind of ridiculous. But
the prices are ridiculous, but it's the only time that the prices have been ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. I see people going, "What the hell, Todd?"
Everyone's like, "Oh, what Todd?" I'm like, I don't know. His regular figures are still Red Tornado and Animal Man were $20 a pop. I'm not complaining in the grand scheme of things. It is kind of annoying because I don't want to buy I love Spectre. I would buy Spectre, but not for $40.
Yeah. I've been following this. Well, I've been following this line since last year.
And Kyle says, "Could be worse. Could be Hasbro." Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, and someone's been following this line for a whole, a whole year. I mean, with an
this is the only outrageous price I've really seen in the multiverse.
Yeah, so seeing Toy Bros going curse you, Todd, ugh, quiet.
Yep.
Not saying Haz was worse than Todd, but it's one of those things.
It's also a toy. It's a toy industry thing where I question why Todd can still sell some figures at 20, and the Build-A-Figure waves are only 25. They should be more expensive according to how the rest of the industry's gone up in price.
The Bandai Americas is weird. Bandai America's weirdos. So
oh, we gotta
also,
talk
like,
about them. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna do a lightning round toy news. I want to be done. I'm my throat is dying.
oh, Toma get a sub. Toma get a sub.
Toma gifted a sub, and it went to Jeremy Carr. So congratulations and thank you, Toma, for giving subs as we hit the like button. Okay.
Man.
Plot twist. 3-0 showed a red Zeo Ranger a while back. They're actually doing a whole team pack. Holy crap.
Hot Toy scale. These are Hot Toy scale, right?
These are 1/6 scale 12-inch figures. They're going to be selling all 5 Zeo Rangers in a set together. They also have teased a Gold Ranger already.
They're like, what, 500 bucks?
Probably.
Do they come with their weapons?
They come with their weapons. There's the pistols. They're doing a lot of
cool,
shots
though.
from O-Ranger specifically. But they have the team cannon thing.
To be fair, I don't think Zeo got a lot of stock for them.
There isn't like anything. I've always looked for it, and it's all. Oh, you can't see the hands. You get hands, you get axes, you get gun, you get sword, you get batons. Batons close up, or the batons have 2 pieces. I don't know exactly. Everything combines into the team cannon. It's basically like how they did the Mighty Morphin Rangers, but it's Zeo.
I don't know why O-Ranger. My
great.
brain air tech. I don't know why. Well, Ranger, all I could think of with them is the Go Kaider using like some kind of like Hispanic Mexican theme for their when they hench into them in their TV episode.
Because
it's like Ole. Yeah, it's like Ole just.
Because their salute call is Ole, because they're O-Ranger. Yeah.
It's not sure was weird. That or Cocker Ranger's henshin theme being a Hispanic guitar riff.
Yeah. But yeah, so 3-0, these are officially licensed, and they look great. So, cool. All right, next up, as should come as no surprise, there's an SH Figuarts Blazer, SH Figuarts Ultraman Blazer Earth Garen mod part set coming soon. And I got my Earth Blazer, or I got my Earth Garen in today, and he has a little back panel that pops off, so, this is just going to work with the figure that exists, so.
I'm not ready to say goodbye to Mecha Dinosaur and K-Space K, man.
So you should spend $100 on the figure art, and you'll never have to say goodbye again.
I already have the Big Ray standard.
I know. And then there's also this preview for something coming to P Bandai for Blazer this week.
Phaedron armor.
It says, glows, sounds, shocking 3-dimensional, orders starting soon. And it's a deluxe item, or a roleplay.
It's weird because I think it was Bandai China released the Spiral Blade by itself.
That's what I mean. This is what it is right here. Is the Spiral Blade. So it's Spiral Blade.
So weird that China got it only. I'm not sure because it is just literally like a glow stick with veins on it.
Crossy Transformers news coming in the next 5 minutes. So it is the Spiral Blade. And they're trying to hide it, but I think you can see it right there in the image. So.
So you two can recreate episode 5 when he twists his waist like a Luffy.
And Fire Fury, thanks for the warning on the eyes. I noticed how tiny they were and haven't took him out of the box yet. All right, Dragon Stars is doing a 2-pack of Super Saiyan Gohan versus Gamma 1, just like they've done a Piccolo versus Gamma 2 2-pack. So
the Gamma 2, that pack. Gamma 1 is a remold with a new head, some unique hands, and Super Saiyan Gohan exclusive to the set.
Yep. And then there's also Super Baby too.
He looks great. I can't wait for this.
Look at this guy. I just can never forget how he just grabs people in fighters. Right here.
What do you think, House?
Yeah.
Yeah. When Baby just grabs people midair.
Yes, you got me with that one.
Oh, you were using Ultra Instinct, and you did you did the dodge, and I just grabbed you and just threw you.
Yeah. And I was like that was cool. I wasn't even mad about it. I was just like, well, that people could play Goku UI was broken.
It was like,
who knows when we're gonna actually figure it's Baby? So he looks great.
Dragon Stars is doing great with their molds. Like, holy crap!
Yeah, and these also are like $20, 20 to 22.
I have a bunch of Dragon Stars. I only have one figure.
It's frustrating that
I was telling Jerry, I can't wait. They're gonna put out a few more good figures and then go, hey, let's reissue a bunch of shitty ones because we spent our budget on this.
Well, actually, that's the thing. They've been doing that.
That's how they balance your. That's how they.
We just talked about a 2-pack that was a retooled head for a Gamma and then a slight retooled Gohan.
Yeah, that's
how they balance the budget.
Love and hate about that line is that Bandai's been so hurt since like since ever they lost Power
They
Rangers,
lost Power
they've been,
Rangers
like,
and decided to
fumbling.
step up, right?
Yeah, they do
and
better. I mean,
they fumble every like they're like, all right, we got a good idea. All right, we got to go on hiatus for a while, and we don't see anything from Dragon Stars for like.
Well, Dragon
months,
Stars
and
is
like
lately has been consistent. Like almost every month has a new release.
well,
It's
like,
not a
'cause
ton of
remember-
figures, but it's like one or two.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I
yeah, that's
don't.
the
I
thing, is, like,
imagine.
they're very like what do you call it, drip feeding and
Well,
that.
no,
So
no,
it's
no,
like,
make
you
no.
think they're
no
not
to,
even there.
Well, you
no,
got to remember.
To be fair,
yeah,
they do anime heroes also. The Saints, because I imagine
it's all one
when,
line.
When
that
they
just-
did
yeah.
just Dragon Stars, you get a consistent few ways per year. But now they do anime heroes. I imagine it's kind of, Dragon Stars is its own line. It's one line. It's practically one line. Which
Dragon
is Dragon
Stars
Ball
anime
gets
heroes.
killed.
Yeah, it's like it drip feeds if you're
Anime
following
Heroes
one
even have
brand,
any
but if you
new
look at the
content coming?
overall like lineup, they're still putting out quite a good amount of figures.
And
Does
especially
Anime
with
Heroes have anything new coming? Because like it's
Yeah.
like
yes, there's a
every time I
Chainsaw
look,
Man.
it's, like, dead.
There's Chainsaw Man. They're finally releasing the My Hero figures finally in
The
the
My Hero
States 'cause they're
figures, Sabo's coming out for One Piece.
Captain Tsubasa old series is getting figures from Anime Heroes. Weirdly
Yeah.
enough. Yeah. So they're again the
And there's another
Ultraman,
Naruto form coming out.
and
Yeah.
this year should be the Ultraman stuff. I'm pretty sure
Yep.
because the
2024.
was the Yeah. So they
'Cause I'm like
have
wondering, like they just like stopped the Saint Seiya stuff, where I'm like,
The Saint Seiya stuff
I'm-
did stop. There hasn't
Yeah,
been
that's
anything
what
on
I'm
that in a while.
I imagine.
I
it
imagine
has
just
to
like
do-
Discotek in those movies, they just didn't sell.
And I'm not sure how does Bandai choose which lines they can see because we haven't got anything for Digimon, but those
yeah.
I'm
did
gonna
well.
still bring up
from what I've
why
seen.
Saint Seiya failed as a heroes line, and Jerry knows exactly who's mostly to fault here.
The Saint Seiya fandom that seems to be incredibly picky about stuff.
Well, yeah, but there's a particular part of that fandom that really
It just because
hurts us.
from what I saw, they most just released Golden Saints, which is not what a lot of people want, from what I understand,
Okay,
right?
so no, this is
Yeah.
the problem. A lot of the fan base, still even in North America, is still the Latino minority, and the Latino minority has been bred to think that the only figures you should have are the myth cloths, and if they don't have the removable armor, they get very agitated and start cursing and swearing at Bandai.
Yep. So
Unfortunately, the
my original
Latin
statement
minority
of the
probably
Saint Seiya fans are too picky just stays true.
Yeah.
Well, like to be honest,
Same
I
thing
don't
like when
mind.
Discotek released movies, they're like, oh, but not those.
And
it's like
here's the
Well,
thing,
the reason is because those movies have been unfortunately like out for a long time.
yeah, but the
versus
thing is that
the
if it's like, hey, if you want to see more, you got to support this, and then they're just like, nah, and then they complain, why don't we get anything? And it's like, well, you didn't support
buy
the
it.
stuff that existed. Yeah, that's
What's
just
the
how
courage?
it works.
What's
This is why
the
me and Jerry
courage?
said the biggest thing that hurt the Saint Seiya fandom is the fact that it's mostly Latin America based, and they're like, well, we already have the Latin version, and it's like, yeah, you're
Yep.
rooting for the English speakers now.
Well,
Yeah, that's the
courage?
thing. The actual legit English speaking fandom for Saint Seiya is like tiny, right?
Mhm.
There's a lot of overlap with Spanish and Portuguese speaking fans that live in English speaking countries, but the actual English, the primary English speaking fandom that only speaks English is just a very small bubble, and that's where a lot of this problem comes in. Also, I have no idea if
Yeah.
Anime Heroes even made it down to Latin America.
I think they did.
No, it's
I seen
Okay.
those boxes, but
So they tried.
I'll say this.
They tried.
I'll say this as much as you said that they're very drip feedy. I actually prefer Bandai small releases because it means less money stealing. From...
Well, yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah.
But my problem is because they're not as okay. The best way to actually say it is, I like that they're drip feeding, but I wish there was a little bit more coming. So at least I keep thinking they're alive, because that's what it always feels like. Is like you get.
Well, I will say that we talked about
it's dead.
We talked about Anime Heroes Sabo 2 weeks ago, so it's like every couple of weeks they do something.
Well, it's they lost Power Rangers. They're not as big as they used to be, but I think
they're also not even their own company anymore. They're a division.
Yeah, but so
a division that's mostly just importing stuff. So,
people joke about Bandai America so much, but I think they're doing better.
They're legitimately my favorite Western toy company right now.
I legitimately think they're doing better than the last years of their PR branch. I think they're doing better. They're making better figures. They're just
every one of these Anime Hero One Piece figures is great and worth the value of their money.
The fact that they keep them to affordable price, like $20.
Hey guys, look at Gears. I just want to be done with the news.
Yeah, he's alive. He's back.
Gears leaked. Gears leaked. He didn't die in the Kingdom Wars. He's back. He's happening.
We just need to wait for Polar Claw to come back now.
I want my Polar Claw. I will buy Gears, but like as soon as I saw him, I was like, "Where's my damn Polar Claw?" Ah! Like I need my Polar Claw now. My Beast Wars fandom like feralness came back.
Would they release? I forget. Was he in Beast Wars 2?
Polar Claw? Yeah, but I think it was in other colors.
Yeah, but you think they're gonna release him?
Hold on. Give me a second.
Yeah, look him up.
Because if they were to release him now, would they release him in their Polar Claw or his Japanese counterpart for Beast Wars 2?
They should release him as the Panda Bear from Robot Chicken. That's what they should do.
I can see that clip floating around. Yeah.
What the hell? Why is it so small? Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm on my new computer. I haven't made.
Kyle says very funny. This and Ultimate Spider-Man happened at the same time, considering that one frame. Yeah. No. Speaking of Ultimate Spider-Man #1, that was like freaking.
Oh yeah. Wait. What do you think of that one?
Ultimate Spider-Man #1 renewed my life as a Marvel fan and a Spider-Man fan in particular. I was like, oh, I do like Spider-Man comics. They've just been really bad lately.
I'm glad it's doing very well.
I don't think he got it in.
He wasn't in Beast Wars 2?
So is Polar Claw's mold never been used in a?
I don't think Polar Claw has ever been used in the.
That's it for the news. I'm going to switch us over to chat time for the next couple minutes.
Oh yeah. What other news did I miss today? Like what other big news?
Discotek. We talked about the Discotek stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think we just mostly talked about the Discotek.
We mostly talked Discotek. We brought up
my favorite part though is one of my favorite things, though, is everyone mad at the machine translated subs, and I'm like, we've had them before released as official.
Yeah, well, at least with the Garo thing we talked about, I was like, yeah, they used an AI program to do the subs, but they also did it for free. So like, as long as they're not trying to sell us AI subs, it's not taking away money and jobs from somebody, and it's not like they were like, oh, we had a translator, but we got rid of them for this AI program. So that was just kind of like I kind of taken a real middle of the road stance on it.
Yeah, that's what I saw it as, but everyone on Twitter was
people on Twitter were writing me so hard saying I was promoting a product I knew was shoddy, and I was like, no, I wasn't even promoting a comic. And then I also I didn't say a single word about the subs, you know? I thought the subs were fine.
Also, you didn't know it was AI.
And I didn't know it was AI until someone actually gave me evidence. I was like, okay, now I see, it is AI.
Polar Claw was a Neo, but it wasn't Polar Claw. It was the Black Bear mold. It was when he was
Grizzly
black.
1?
He was called Survive or whatever.
So Survive, I wonder, if they were to release him in Legacy, would they release it under that or Polar Claw?
From my understanding, he didn't actually transform, so probably Polar Claw.
Yeah, Polar Claw would probably, because the Black Bear version's called Survive.
That'll be a Gen Selects if they ever bring those back.
Omander Prime said the thing with Bandai is they took the time to figure out how to move things forward after loss of PR, and now they've actually put in work and care into their products to keep themselves alive. Yeah,
I think that's the case.
They lost a cash cow, and they were like, "Oh wait, let's put some work into this. Let's really give it some love." And Anime Heroes and Dragon Stars are great. So.
And their game dimension stuff is even though they're slowly coming out, I'm really liking the game dimension.
The problem with the game dimensions is the price.
Yeah, the 25 for just only a few extra accessories. Yeah, it's a little iffy, but
why does this not have I was just like, where's the hook for that extra $5? But yeah, it's it's not a big deal.
Here's the thing: the fact that's the only the fact that they bought to give you extra accessory for $5 extra, where Marvel List will come with nothing, and that's the same price. Yep. I still think that's the better deal. Still,
as J4 Jason says, which Hokage would you all want as an SHF? Any of them that aren't the third Hokage, because screw that guy, I hate him.
I'm surprised they don't.
Because
we had a whole long debate about third Hokage.
Oh, it doesn't matter what the second one did. The third Hokage ruined Naruto's life.
I'm surprised.
The third one,
was open about it.
Exactly.
The third one is so me and
I want Tsunade though, because we need to finish the Sanin. But anyway,
me and Jerry had an argument with Diva Wolf about how bad the third one was, because we're like,
we did.
Actually, we had a whole argument why the author of Naruto is an idiot, because who raised that child? Who raised
No one did.
him?
He was literally like an orphan living on the streets until someone gave him a house.
But
He was an infant.
How did he even survive?
Did the fourth Hokage told the third Hokage, "Please take care of my son"?
Yes, and the third Hokage is just like, I don't know that kid. Who's that kid?
This is the thing. Me and Jerry said there should have been a flashback where he had at least some nursemaid that raised him till he was old enough to sort of live on his own, and then they explain how he got drip fed.
It was really one of those like it takes a village to raise a child kind of things.
The village didn't even raise him. The only people we know who took care of Naruto in quotation
was Haruka.
Haruka Sensei, the Ramen family, and technically Sarutobi. Now, if
and Shikamaru, Choji, and Kiba were enough. They were around him enough to be considered friends. And that
is also revisionist history there, because when the show begins, everyone hates him.
Everyone hates him.
Further along, it shows that allegedly Shoji and Shikamaru were his friends.
Oh yeah, he had friends. He's just like they always do this like thing of the swing is like he was alone, and in the manga he kind of was, but like in the anime they're like, no, he had friends. Like, come on. Like the anime is constantly like course correcting Kishimoto's poor writing choices.
It kind of was, because like if anything, if Naruto was a toddler, the Ramen family should have been the ones who raised him at least while he was an infant. Aruka should have been looking after him. Sarutobi should have been giving them the money. How I even said there should have been a point in the show. There should have been a point in the show when, as he was getting older, technically, freaking the goat Sarutobi should have been raising him or guarding him. He should have been living with him or Kakashi when the whole Orochimaru and when they started showing up. Like they should have been like, Naruto, you can't live on your own anymore. You're either living at Asuma's house or you're living with Kakashi. You can't live by yourself here in the village.
Speaking of characters that didn't have anything to do in the manga, Asuma. He got all of his stuff from the anime.
To be fair, Sal, I think there's a lot of characters in the manga that did nothing.
If your name isn't Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi, or Shikamaru,
the villain, or the villain of the arc.
Yeah, you get nothing. You get nothing in the manga. Poor Tenten. Tenten got done the worst. The hypest moment for me as a kid watching Naruto was when I was expecting the Tenten Tamari fight to end in 1 second like it did in the manga, and then it being an entire episode. Like, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
I think Rock Lee and Ninja Pals joke about that with Tenten.
Yes.
If I remember right.
They joke about it in the Shippuden filler, even. They meet this village elder, and the village elder's like, what do you even do? She's like, I'm a weapons person? What do you mean?
Yeah. Anything else before we wrap up?
I think it's time to wrap up. We went an extra half hour. Thanks everybody for coming. Thank you, Tomo, for gifting memberships. Where can everybody find you guys? Outside of our Discord, which you can find the link below.
Follow me at DarkHawk643 on YouTube and Twitter. I do art commission at the one you see this very channel. You want to follow me and commission me, just at me in either Twitter or Sound Discord protocol.
Yep. You can just at him in the Discord too. You don't even have to send him a message. You can just be like, Ryan!
Yeah. And then we'll talk in DMs.
Yes. Alright. Jerry, what's up? How's it going?
Hey, you can follow me on Twitch and see me and Sound Out play some King of Fighters 15.
You ready for
Tuesday.
that Tekken? Are you ready for that Tekken?
If I had the money.
Body-wise, my body is ready for Tekken. Wallet-wise, my body is not ready.
Wallet-wise, exactly.
$80.
Yeah, I know.
We should start a charity drive.
Hey, if you guys want.
No, you should call it Jerry the charity drive.
Right now, if I technically have the money, but then I wouldn't be able to pay the bill that also costs that money.
You wouldn't pay rent.
Yeah.
Rent?
Yeah.
Rent or Tekken 8? Which one?
Exactly.
I had like 3 pre-orders charged this week. I literally don't have the money.
Now I got cut off, so I can't play it online. Whoop.
Oh, yeah.
There goes my power. But no, 4 p.m. Eastern, me and Sound Out will stream on Twitch. Sound Out, put the link there, twitch.tv/SpiderCows.
Yep.
And then
come join us.
Hey, join us. Ask Sound Out more questions.
Yeah. Talk to me about shonen
and then
stuff.
Me and Bad Gamer will just like bum for a round, and then I'll disassociate and randomly beat everybody again.
Yep. Just get me on a Shaman King rant, and it'll be the greatest stream ever.
Hey, that'll probably be the one where you beat everybody.
Oh, that's true.
You get random buffs sometimes.
I do. Usually Warner Brothers.
Hey, Jerry, why don't you tell the chat real fast about me and Shaman King?
Yes, Wheels is the biggest fan of Shaman King until I found out it was actually Soundout.
Yep.
I could have sworn it was Wheels.
Wheels, where can people find
It
you?
was me. YouTube and Twitter, Wheelchair21. You can check out our awesome website at hero-club.com. Follow us across social media using Hero Club for Life. We stream Wednesdays and Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Twitch. And we have interviews. We have so much stuff over there. We even have a Patreon. So if you want to help support the website that me and Soundout run, and our broke asses are trying to make sure we afford it so we can keep doing what we're doing.
Support the Patreon so I don't have to edit a 2.5-hour interview and we can get someone else to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Even though that's not a part of the Patreon thing, we'll figure that out.
Do you like Ultraman?
Do
you like Ultraman, Matt?
If the Patreon suddenly blows up and we can hire an editor for a video, I'm just gonna pass it off to someone.
Hey, do you like?
We'll hire you.
Do you like Ultraman Connection? Do you like Ultraman Max? Do you like Shawn Nichols? Fund our Patreon so we can fund our Patreon so we can edit the Shawn Nichols interview.
And if you help us get more money, we can afford more people from Ultraman since they want money.
We have the connections, just not the cash. This stream has gone off the rails. Thank you all for being here. I hope everybody has a great week, and we'll see you next time.